Hey, good morning, fellow fantasy football freaks. Again, sorry about last week. I don't know. It's just the internet thing. It's a continuing internet saga. Whatever. I got to figure it out. We're good to go. I got the game on here. I've got it personally on YouTube TV. What about you guys? However you're watching it. Hopefully we're all watching it at the same time. It's not gonna be some weird thing where I'm giving away shit. Like last second stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, we fucking made it!" And you're like, "Damn it! Thanks for ruining it for me, TyRant." So hopefully we're all on the same page here. But anyway, welcome everyone who's here. I know that people are going to be piling in and rolling in all throughout the day. It's all good. We'll take it as it comes. People. It's just like an open house. It's like an open house party. People just come in and go as they please. So come in, leave your questions. I'm kind of doing like a loose thing this week. Like I said, it's a 3 hour show. We're just gonna watch the game. I'm gonna do my banter and comments on it. We'll talk. We'll chew the fat. Talk shit. Whatever we need to do. Put your questions down there. I'll answer them. Whenever. But pretty much on commercial breaks, when there's commercials, I'll go to the questions, the comments, and look at those. If there's something especially spicy or whatever about the action going on, I'll put it up on the screen or whatever. But anyway, good to see you all. We got the kickoff, already happened. So Cleveland's starting off there with the ball. Judkins. Hey, I gotta admit, I wasn't all about him, coming in. He wasn't looking as good as Dylan Sampson, but he's proven a lot of us analysts wrong. I still think Dylan Sampson is the guy that's gonna end up being, a major part of this offense. But hey, Judkins looks all right. Can't complain there. So anyway, Jaden, what's up in Australia, buddy? What's up? Let's go. Yeah. Paul Dickhouse is present. Dickhouse in the house. Yeah, yes. Yeah, here I am. I'm at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah, I made the trip all the way over to England. They wouldn't let me inside. I don't know why. Maybe because I didn't have a ticket. But anyway, so here I am. Live from North London. It's weird. Yeah, the fantasy armchair travels well. What can I say? So good morning to y'all. You're gonna see me here and there as we're talking about the game, getting more people in, setting some things up, to answer questions and things. So, doing my due diligence is kind of like a backstage pass, Anyway. So there's a little toss off. Hey, look, Njoku's involved. That's great. That's the thing coming into this season is like I was big on Njoku because I didn't realize they were gonna pull unleash Fannin on us so quickly. Because a lot of times with tight ends, they'll take like a year or two, or sometimes 3, or sometimes 5 now with Pitts. Finally, he's something. He's not a super duper star, but he's been a top 10 tight end. What can we say? So anyway, but yeah, like I've been big on Njoku, but it's he's not dead and gone. I ain't toss him to the side so much, but yeah, Fannin definitely hurts him there. I'm also interested to see how Dylan Gabriel plays. As some of you know, I'm a Oregon Ducks fan, so go Gabriel. Bond, Isaiah Bond. He should be like 006, not 16. Anyway. But yes, I know it's early, and I'm like over here on the West Coast, it's like 6:36 a.m. I'm still gonna drink a breakfast beer. All right, we're still gonna do the pour as we get a little punt here. While the punt's happening, let's pour. Let's punt the pour. I don't know, whatever. That didn't make any sense. All right, hey, here we go. Here's the pour for y'all. I don't know if you can hear that or it makes any difference. Maybe I need a better microphone for that kind of shit. But anyway, here it is. Widmer Hefeweizen, whatever. I'm not saying it right. I'm not in Germany. Who cares? Widmer Hefeweizen, good shit. All right. So cheers and good morning to y'all. Breakfast beers, put them in the air like you just don't care. Here we go. Vikings now with the ball. Carson Wentz and his cavalcade of crap. Let's see what he can do with the Vikings here. I'm really upset that JJ went. Well, see, that's the thing. You got two JJs on the team now. I'm talking about, of course, JJ McCarthy as opposed to Justin Jefferson. Yeah, Jordan Mason. We all knew as soon as Aaron Jones went down, this guy's it's his backfield now. You know, Aaron Jones can basically go, off to the pasture because it's all Mason from here on out. Hoping Gabe balls out, says Jaden. He's better than Sanders for sure. So I'm glad that he got the opportunity over him. I agree, 100%. Let's go. Shirley, you're basing it with this voice. I actually do. That's a funny thing that you say that, because actually I used to be in a choir of all things. Could you imagine me in like a choir performing in churches and shit? I'm not like a religious guy, but like I joined a choir and I sang bass. And I learned how to sing that way. It was great. As part of the Pacific Pops. Anyway, it's little background information about me there. John Henderson, we're here. Glad to have you. I wanted to take Browns. Okay. What in the game? Yeah. Interesting. We'll see. We're going to get to questions here, Christopher, in just a moment. I'm going to wait till the commercial breaks to do those. Just kind of doing our intros and stuff up here. Hey, Matt, what's up? Cheers to all and happy 420. Hey, thanks for reminding me, man. We got the breakfast beer going, so a little Hefeweizen. Here's to you. We got to light up the J. And speaking of J's, there's JJ catching the ball. That's good for us with, that have stock. I got 27 teams, so I got stock of them somewhere. But anyway, hey, speaking of J's, we're going to do the ceremonial morning J. This one for you, Matt. This is Pineapple Express. I don't need to show that, but whatever. Pineapple Express. Hey, we all love it. A lot of you probably have had this before. If you're smokers, if you're in the 420 biz, you've had Pineapple Express before, right, Matt? Good shit. I never seen the movie, but like the weed's good. I'll give that. All right, big toss up by Wentz, and are they gonna get a flag? No flag. All right, a little showboating there. Yeah. Newsom, good defense there. It looks like. Let's see this here. Yeah, no. If anything, like JJ get a little push off. Yeah, that's just good D. That's just back and forth. That's good D. All right. Good to see you, Matt. That's for you, buddy. All right. Hopefully first TD is Gabriel DeFannon. Let's see. West Coast. Thought you were in North London. Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, see, I'm just saying, like, it's jet lag. It's just jet lag because I'm used to it being 6, whatever time it is, 6:41. Quick, what is it over there? I mean, over here. I don't know. I don't see Big Ben anywhere, so I don't know what time it is here. All right, sorry, my bad. Oh man, break down the fourth wall. Good morning, hashtag TyRant Gang. Hey, good morning to you, Nick. Good to see you. Hoist the colors. Yeah. Hells yeah. A Pineapple Express is the bomb. I'm hitting the Afghan Kush. Hey, pretty good. I like Afghan Kush. All right, we got a commercial break here, so I'm going to take a look at some of the questions, answer those, and that's kind of how we're going to do this. We're going to go back and forth with that, and then when it's quiet, I'll be sending the link out to other people because as time goes on, people can be waking up at different times and joining us. So I'm going to send that link out. But let's go over some of these questions first. I got start one in the flex: Henderson, Mason Taylor, Troy Franklin. Now, first of all, what I'm going to ask is this PPR? I'm going to assume that this is PPR. Assuming that it's PPR, my options are going to be between Henderson and Franklin. Now you got this in the flex here. Uh, Here's the thing about Hendo. I'm a big Hendo fan, as a lot of of course, if you've been, watching my show in the off season or the preseason, I was big on this kid coming in, and I was big on Ramondre Stevenson too. But it's like they gave up on him because he fumbles all the time, which makes sense. And we just saw more of that last week. So because of that, I think just it's and this is kind of how it's going. He's going to get more and more work, every week as we go along. Okay, so uh, he had less carries last week than he did against Pittsburgh the week before, but 18 carries in the last 2 weeks versus 8 carries in the first two. I'll take that. He's getting consistent target share. He finally got a touchdown last week, and they're going to continue to use him. This week they got Buffalo. The problem with that is, are they going to get far behind? Is Buffalo going to be blowing it up? But then again, it's like a division game, so that shit always goes crazy. So we could see more Henderson because of that reason. The thing is, like I said, between me. For me, it's between him and Troy Franklin. Mason Taylor, I love, but I think that's, as a tight end, those numbers are less consistent. So, but it's a good matchup for Troy Franklin going against Philadelphia. They're going to want to score. Philadelphia will let you score through the air. So if it's it's that close to me where I'm saying if it's PPR, oh man, I might give the slight edge to Franklin there just because we haven't seen the usage out of Hendo yet that we want to see. And speaking of usage, there's Judkins there. Why can't we see that kind of usage out of Henderson? Damn it. I'm a Henderson fan. But if it's PPR, I'm going Franklin. In standard, I think I'm going to lean a little bit toward Henderson. It's that close for me. So there you go. Full PPR, he says. Yeah, I'm going to give the slight edge to Franklin. But, if you're feeling like this is the week that Henderson's going to pop off, go for it. It's just hard for me to see going against Buffalo. But just because they're still using Ramondre Stevenson so much. It's just, we've seen that Troy Franklin is a solid wide receiver. He's the second target behind Sutton. They're gonna get play against Philadelphia. I just, it's slight, but I'm giving the slight edge to Franklin there. Very good question though. That's quite a conundrum. If I had those two and I was choosing between them on team, it'd be a little hard. Is Kupp gonna stink all year? No, he's gonna have games where he's gonna be fine. He's the new Tyler Lockett in that offense. You have him on your bench because you watch him have some good games. Hold on, touchdown pass, no good. Because you watch him and he has some good games, but it's just so inconsistent. It's just so inconsistent that you're never really going to start him, but you don't take him off your bench because he has some really great games. I don't know. If you're relying on whether or not Kupp is going to do this or that, then you better make some trades, get some new players. Because I don't know if I'm dropping him depending on what size your league is, but it's not going to be consistent enough to really rely on. Johnny D. I'm 0-4, desperate for a win. Am I starting Pollard over Dowdle? PPR win 0 QB as a strategy, and most of my studs have been duds. Yeah, I have some leagues like that, so I totally understand. Tajay Spears is coming back. Pollard hasn't done shit. Tajay Spears coming back scares me enough, because I think he's eventually going to take over as the running back there. Dowdle's the starting running back this week for the Panthers. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check something. Give me just a sec. Yeah. So, like I said, he's setting to start Sunday. Chuba Hubbard's out, as we know. So, he's going up against Miami, and we know they can be had on the ground. So I'm going to go Rico Dowdle on that one. Shirley Steelers use Caleb Moore. What are your thoughts there? Can I try buy low? What can I have to get him? Eventually, yeah. But the thing is, like, they're actually on top of the AFC North right now. So, they're gonna stick with been working for them in a combination of Warren and Gainwell. So I would stash him, but I mean, of course, in Dynasty you're keeping him, but in redraft I'd stash him. But I'm not gonna start him until I start seeing like it's gonna take like Warren or Gainwell to go down for Johnson to really get a lot. And we saw him get a little bit more with Warren down, but look what Gainwell did. They're not going to take the ball away from Gainwell at this point. What could you get for him in a redraft? At this point, a ham sandwich. No one's he's been dropped in a lot of leagues. There's not a lot of. I mean, honestly, there's really not much you can get for him. What I would do is I would see like, okay, so next week I don't know if Warren will be back, but when he has a good game or something, like when he hits a big number, then yeah, I'm doing it. But until then, there's not much you can do about that. Sorry, I'm checking out there it is. Yeah, there you go. You got it, my friend. Gabriel the Fannin. You got it. All right, I'm going to answer more questions on the next break because that went into watching the game. It's hard to balance that out. We might be going to one now, and then I'll just answer more questions. It's fine. If I don't answer a lot of questions because we're watching the game, I will catch up at halftime, 100%. But we'll do what we can. So there you go. I started Dylan Gabriel in a league because I had to. I'm happy about that. Started fanning as well. All right. Welcome to those of you who've just come in. I'm going to see if there's any, called it Gabe the Fannin. Good for my Fantasy Kingdom Dynasty. Sure is, Jaden. Good for you, bro. Good for you. Good call. I mean, what can I offer to buy him in Dynasty? Oh, okay. That's a different kind of question. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I didn't end up finishing that there. I'm going to try to get in all Dynasty leagues. Okay. So this is a Dynasty. I gotcha. Okay. Let me recalibrate here. First of all, if I'm in Dynasty, I don't know if I'm gonna give him away, but yeah, what I would do is I would not sell him. But if you're buying him, which is what you're saying, if you're buying him, now's the time to do it, and maybe you offer a ham sandwich. Like if you had someone like even like a Ramondre Stevenson, you could probably get him for him. I'd do that. Someone that's producing right now, but is not going to produce in the future. You could probably get him. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking. Anyway, let's move on to another question. What was the next one? Bill Krosky or Justice Hill? I'm going Justice Hill. Probably. Well, actually, no. Scratch that. Let me look at something real quick. I love me some Bill Krosky. You know that. The thing is, they're using the hot hand approach right now in Washington. So, I mean, it just really depends. Justice Hill is like, it's almost like the Cooper Cup of running backs as far as he's going to have a good game here and there, but you don't know when it's going to be. Going up against Houston, I don't know. I mean, and like Lamar's going down. Yeah, you think, oh, well, more runs for the running backs, but I don't know about that. Cooper Rush is he? I don't know. I guess I don't see. I haven't seen how the chemistry between Justice Hill and Cooper Rush is enough to really make a determination in terms of like, okay, is Justice Hill going to see more this week than he's seen, or what? So it's just not and it's also not a good matchup for Krosky, but Yeah, I don't know. You're looking at 6 of one, half dozen of the other. If I'm being honest with you, I'm going to give the slight advantage to Hill, just because with Lamar going down, he was seeing some more stuff. So maybe there is something there between him and Cooper Rush. I'm going to give the slight edge to Justice Hill. So you think fire up Carter this week? Hell yeah, I'm firing up Carter this week. I'm not saying he's a 1-for-1 replacement for Bucky Irving. I'm not sorry, Benson or Connor for that matter. But he's, a lot of people are all about DeMarcado, and I'm like, yeah, but DeMarcado's going to play his usual role. I think both of them are going to be flex plays. I think that you're looking at about 12 points from each. You're going to see a lot more running from Carter, but you're going to see the passing going to DeMarcado, although Carter can get that as well. So if I'm leaning towards starting one of them, I'm leaning toward Carter. Yeah. I really should have elevated Bond off my tags this week in our Fantasy Kingdom Diamonds. Well, maybe. We'll see. I mean, was Jody just like a 6-week thing? Was it just Jameis Winston? Was that all it was for Judy? Goodness sakes. I mean, with Judy and Tillman and Fannin and Njoku, I mean, really, how much is that offense going to produce from a fantasy standpoint to where Bond's going to be someone that you're going to rely on week after week? I don't know. I have to see it before I trust it, honestly. Good morning, says Steige. I guess Steige 73. I'm guessing we're going to start some so wide receivers. Could start 2 in a PPR. Actually, I'm going to get back to the questions here in just a minute. Stick around. I want to actually watch this game with you guys. I got my coffee going so I can keep awake. Feeling so jet lagged here, it's like 3 p.m. But it feels like 6:54 a.m. I don't know why I'm able to know right off the bat what time it is where I live. But as opposed to here where I couldn't figure out what time it was, and I'm here. But I think it's close to 3. Anyway. Yeah, I think okay. Considering there's only one more question here, I'll go ahead and give you well, actually, you know what? I'll go back. I will answer your question in just a minute. Let's watch this play. There's Carson. Yep. Nothing. All right. Let me get this out of the way for you. So start 2 in PPR. Down bad Devontae Smith. Down bad Devontae Smith. Smelly ass Trey Tucker. Fake prodigy. Travis Hunter. Cooper Crap. Trash Troy Franklin or bum Keelan Cole. First of all, Troy Franklin is my newest baby boy. He's my double deep danger dive of the year. He ain't trash. All right. So, watch it. No. Yeah, if I'm starting one of these guys is Devontae Smith. There's been AJ Brown was kind of the squeaky wheel this week, and I think he's going to actually have a good game. But Devontae Smith has been the better wide receiver there in terms of fantasy points, at least getting more targets. And overall, I've been big on Devontae Smith. That's coming in the season. Of course, the problem is that the Eagles don't pass enough to, in my opinion, support multiple productive wide receivers in every game. So that being said, I think AJ Brown's going to get a little more in this game. I do like Devontae Smith. I mean, right, looking at that, but then when I think about it, it's like, yeah, AJ Brown's going to get this. It's not going to be enough. But then your other options are, okay, well, Trey Tucker, maybe not. It just depends week to week. I can't trust him. There's nobody here that I can really trust week to week. So it's like, okay, we have to go based on the matchup, based on the game itself. I don't know. You know, my knee jerk reaction is the Devontae Smith. You know, because of the talent, because of the fact that we've seen him do it. Trey Tucker is just, I don't know. Without, you know what? Without Brock Bowers there, I'm actually gonna go Trey Tucker over it because of there being no Brock Bowers. I just talked myself into it. If I could put an opinion in, Keon Coleman and Trey Franklin probs, Devontae is hard because the frustration of they either run or Hurts or Saquon. Yeah, and it could be any of those guys. The problem is that there's not enough consistency for any of it to really give you a straight answer. I mean, the most consistent one, has been probably Trey Tucker, unfortunately. So, I mean, if I have to go consistency, I'm going with that. If I want to go with, the upside, I'm going to go with either Troy Franklin or Smith. Keon Coleman, it's just we don't know who it is from week to week that Josh Allen's going to be passing it to. We don't know who the guy's going to be. It's a very tough spot. We're trying to work this out here. I mean, like I said, my gut says, go with Devontae because he's the better player. But if you want, that was an interesting play. That helps absolutely no one. But hey, it was fun for the fans, wasn't it? Who ended up throwing that? I missed that. Oliver Cotter. Who ended up throwing that? They have AJ Allen for long throws, whereas Keon is a confident flex play because of the amount Allen throws. As for Troy Franklin, TyRant loves him. It's not just I who love him; it's his quarterback who loves him. Just watch. Keon, okay. All right. So you're talking about how often Keon gets the ball. Let's take a look at that, because my concern with all of that is the fact that he's just not getting enough targets. Okay, first week 1 he had 11 targets, so we thought, okay, this is the guy. But look at the last 3 weeks: 3 targets, 4 targets, 4 targets. Okay, he's getting out targeted by the tight end. And really, as far as the wide receiver who's doing it, it changes week to week. It's not consistent enough for me to where I'm going to start Coleman. I mean, look at this. Yeah, week 1, he had 25.2 fantasy points. Week 2, 5.6. Week 3, 5. Week 3, 7.5. It's just not, it's not consistent enough for me to be confident in starting him. So I'm not on Coleman as far as that goes. Let's go Franklin. Let's take a look at that. Now, Troy Franklin, of course, is catching passes from his former quarterback at Oregon. They have a connection. They've shown this connection. Okay, that's why we have a surprise. Okay, 6 targets, 9 targets, 4 targets, 8 targets. So last week he had 8 targets, his second most. The only reason it didn't turn out as well, first of all, he didn't catch as many balls. He only caught half of them for 55 yards, but also he didn't get a touchdown. That's. But I would say that he's getting a little bit more consistency, a little bit more than Keon Coleman. So if I'm going to choose between the two of them, I'm choosing Coleman. I'm choosing Franklin between the two of those guys. Okay, so there you go. We'll do this tournament style. So Franklin over Coleman. So now we got to think about what are the other guys. Okay, I'll get to some of that other stuff later. But what else we got here? Hold on. So Trey Tucker. Okay, let's break that down real quick. Oops. Sorry. Tucker. There you go. There you go. Now, week 3, dude had a monster game. 9 targets, 8 receptions, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. That's 3 touchdowns on 9 targets. That's 1 touchdown for every 3 targets. Are you kidding me? That's not sustainable, number one. So he had one really big monster game. In the first game, he had 3 targets too. So it's really touchdown dependency because he had a touchdown then too. But then last week he had 4.2 fantasy points. Week 2, he had 4.9 fantasy points. Now, this week, he's got actually a good matchup. So we're going back and forth. Okay, good matchup, bad matchup, good matchup, medium matchup. Now he's got a really good matchup against the Colts, who are a decent defense, but more so against the run than they are the pass. You can pass on them. You can't run on them very well. Okay, so Gentry's still going to do what Gentry's going to do. We know that. But no Brock Bowers this week. And, we saw a huge drop off from Tucker last week. I really feel like he could bounce back in this one. So that's why I kind of have him up there for that, just because of the matchup and the fact that, okay, you want to go consistency. None of these guys are super consistent, and that's the problem. Obviously, you stated in the beginning that you have so-so wide receivers. And what it is not that the receivers themselves are so-so, it's that the numbers are not consistent. So we have to look at the reasons why. In the case for Trey Tucker, it's just because there's just different things going on. Last week, they just went completely with the run. They ran it up the Bears' ass, and they ended up still losing, but they were getting it done in the run game. So, they weren't passing as much. I think in this game, they're going to have a little bit harder time running. I actually like Trey Tucker in this game for that reason. So actually, I'm taking Tucker over all the rest of the guys. Now we compare him finally to Devontae Smith. And with Devontae Smith, okay, so let's go to what let's see. So, all right. Jaden Foster here says that they have A.J. Brown for long throws. Yeah, but they also use him for a lot of things. It's not just long throws. And so I think that he's going to get the squeaky wheel treatment this week. As far as Devontae Smith, actually, Devontae Smith ends up getting a lot of long throws. So I'm not sure, But yeah, that's really how that ends up. What is it? To get traded together, trades every down, may as well take the risk. I don't know. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with like weird speculations of Cup, he's due for nobody's due for shit. That's not how it works. We say that and then it doesn't happen, and that's so often the case. I see what you're saying, and I used to kind of think that way too, but like I've learned over time you can't rely on that kind of a thing. I think that target wise, yeah, especially with Brock Bowers out, we're going to see a lot more from Trey. And there goes Judkins. Oh, but there's a flag. Is that going to come back? The crowd loves it, but the flag. Oh, yep. Yeah. Yep. That's coming back. So anyway, all right, back to the question, because this is a really good question. I want to really give you a solid answer and not just a knee jerk reaction, gut, or stuff that's based off of anyone's feelings. We want to go with facts here. So anyway, let's get back to what I was. Okay, so Smith, yeah. So with Devontae Smith, they're going to be against Denver. It's not a good matchup. I don't. That's a tough one. They're not going to get a lot going there. I don't think from as far as a passing standpoint is concerned, other than like A.J. Brown getting the grease because he's the squeaky wheel. That's what I see. I see Smith as kind of the odd man out in this one. That's why my definitive answer for this question is Trey Tucker. My accuracy has been on fucking fire this year. So don't be surprised if Trey Tucker has a big game. We didn't even talk about Travis Hunter. Again, I'm not starting Travis Hunter until I actually see something to start him over. So anyway, there you go. There's your definitive answer to this question is Trey Tucker. All right. We did it. Thanks, y'all. Tough spot. Yeah, it is. But we got you. We got you. We figured it out. It was a group effort. Sometimes it takes a village, That's just the way it works. My QBs were Burrow and JJ, not looking good either. Starting Rattler. I'm in a situation in a dynasty superflex league where I have Joe Burrow and Brock Purdy, and I'm starting Rattler too. So I'm with you, buddy. Good luck. Hey, it could turn out. Dude's got a throw run. Dude can run with his legs. He's not great, but garbage points are as good as any. So anyway, there you go. Would it kill them to give Jefferson a tutty? It seems like it, wouldn't it? It seems like they're trying to avoid death by not giving a touchdown to JJ. I'm totally with you on that one. It's either Shakir or Coleman. But see, it's not. It's either Shakir or Coleman. Sometimes it's Palmer. Sometimes it's some random dude. Sometimes and a lot of times it's Dalton Kincaid, who I actually said coming into the season was going to have a bounce back season. And we're seeing it. The most consistent target on the Bills is Dalton Kincaid. That's all you can really go with. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm reading some things. You're saying we're going with a bunch of shippers. I go with the highest rewards when there's big risks. Okay, yeah, but the thing is, we were able to figure out based on facts, based on matchups, based on stats, that Trey Tucker is the better play. If you want to go with high upside, go with high upside, sure. And if you're going to go with high upside, honestly, out of that, yeah, maybe Coleman, but I mean Franklin, and I think that Franklin, because of the consistency, could be better. The matchup's better, but you could go either way. Yeah, going upside, it's probably one of those two. But I mean, if you need to knock it out of the park, sure. But the thing is, as we've seen this season, Trey can do that as well, and in fact has done it better than any of those guys. Oh, Cam Akers touchdown pass. That's who threw it, was Cam Akers. Holy shit! Yeah, no one had that. Hey, I'll tell you what. If there's an analyst out there who told you to start Cam Akers because he was going to throw a touchdown, I will quit my job and I will spend my life listening to that guy and advertising for him. Guess what, though? I don't think that guy exists. Rickety Cricket says like and subscribe. Thanks, Cricks. Yeah. Like and subscribe and share with people. That's the best way to make this happen, folks. All right. Let's see, what do we got? Don, Shakir versus Coleman. Yeah, that's why Shakir's on my bench. Yeah, and the thing is, I really do think eventually it's going to be Keon Coleman, but I want to see more consistency out of him before I'm promoting him to a starting position. And I think that when you're going game to game, and that's how you got to think about this, is game to game. Now, if you feel like you need the knockout shot and you feel like you're going to get beat if you don't, if you're going against someone who had Kyron Williams put up a good game on Thursday against you and you need to make up some points, yeah, go the high upside and go either Coleman or Franklin. In that case, if I'm going between the two of them, I guess maybe Coleman has a better upside. I think Franklin's a little more consistent, but just because of who his quarterback is, yeah, sure, Coleman might have more upside. The problem is that he's been passing so much to Dalton Kincaid. They've been doing so much with Cook. They might not even throw it. It depends on what happens with the Patriots. Now Patriots aren't like necessarily slouches, but they ain't like one of the top teams either. So anyway, Judkins, wow, yeah, no, he's been good, I have to say. Devontae out for me. Too many uncertainty with how they're playing right now. Yeah, I get it. You think that Cup's due and Keon Coleman? Let's write this stuff down then. You think Cooper Kupp is due? I don't go by that. If he gets it, good for you. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at this later on. I'm happy with this one. I want to write these names down: Devontae Smith, Trey Tucker, Cooper Kupp, Keon Coleman, and Troy Franklin. Based on the things that I said, I want to see how this pans out, because then I will go. I will tell you. Within that order. How I'll put it up on my show. I don't give a shit. I like I said, this year especially. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Saints pull off the upset today. Maybe. I don't know if I call that an upset, though. I mean, maybe technically it is, but I don't know if when I think upset, I'm not thinking against the Giants. It's kind of the toilet bowl, so to speak. I mean, the Giants have one win. We're talking about 1-7 record between both of them. I don't think I'm going to call anything an upset at that point. But Saints might get their first win. It could happen. Starting Imanar over Devontae Smith and Travis Hunter. Too cute. No, it's not. In fact, I think that's a good play. Alec Imanor is a good player. I actually was big on him coming into the season. I got him in a lot of dynasty, and I'm happy about that. I think he's quickly established himself as the top wide receiver on the Titans right now. So yeah, give me Imanor. I'm in a league where there are 3 QBs. I had Burrow, JJ, and Flacco with Slaw and Shug. Yeah, sorry. Shug and Sanders. I wanted Gabe. I'm starting to rush this week and started Mariota until this week. It's been a brutal fucking year for injuries. We say that every year, but I feel like this year has been even worse, especially for quarterbacks. What the hell? What's going on? It's funny because we worry about the running backs, but it's the quarterbacks and wide receivers. A lot of them have been going. We've seen some running backs go down too, but just everyone's getting hit with it. Sure, after I just dropped Akers. Why don't you go pick him back up and then he'll do nothing for the next 5-6 weeks. Anyway, I think I covered everything for now. If you've got more questions, throw them down in there, and I will get to those on the next break. But we're gonna watch the game. I got plenty of people in here. Like I said, this week I'm not really doing a structured show, just kind of answering everyone's questions. We're gonna watch the games together. We're gonna talk shit. We're gonna banter. And we're gonna have a good time doing it. All right. Hey, love you all. And we got another question in here, and I'm gonna answer that for you on the break, Mr. Cody, sir. Chris Cody. That's a cool name. Chris Cody. That sounds like a name that should be in the NFL. That sounds like a legit NFL name. What's up, Chris Cody, on the play? What position would you play if you're a football player? What position would it be, Chris? It kind of sounds like a punter name or a kicker name to me, but I don't know. You could be a star QB for all I know. But Chris Cody, I like it. It's cool. Such a cool name. Anyway, I'll answer your question on the break. I'm going to light this J back up. And we're going to watch this game and see what happens. I'm seeing the questions come in, and I will answer them on the next commercial here. So let me know what platform are y'all watching this on. I'm watching this on YouTube TV. I got a free trial of that because, I don't like to pay a lot of money just to watch a football game. And I'm just going to hop from each free trial until, I'm a frugal guy. What can I say? Chris says he'd be a long snapper. Long snapper Chris Cody. There's got to be a joke with that. You'd be a long snapper because I don't know. I can't think of a good enough joke to go along with that. Yeah, I'd be a long snapper because I can't think of it. I keep trying to start it up. It don't work. NFL Network says Matt here. Oh, okay, yeah. Like so you're just streaming it via like cable then, or whatever. I'm guessing, or streaming it. See, I'm streaming it. I cut my cable a long time ago because I'm like, I'm not gonna pay Comcast all this money. Fucking devil. Pay the devil. Fuck that shit. So now I have to like, meticulously go between all these different streaming services just to make shit work, just so that I don't give Comcast my money. And you know what? It's worth it. I save money and fuck Comcast. Anyway, but yeah, NFL Network. Yes, that's what it's on. So I'm assuming then you're not, because it's just the cable channel or satellite or whatever you got. See. So if I'm a little bit behind on the plays here, to some of you that are, fancy and still have satellite and cable, because you got better jobs than me. No, bear with me if I'm a little bit behind. I canceled NFL Plus Premium, going old school pirate now. Fuck yeah, dude. That's the way to do it. Pirate that shit. Yeah, I have cable during football season, really only for Red Zone. Hey man, you should check out some certain services for that you can get Red Zone on. That's a lot cheaper. Like, for instance, NFL Plus Premium, or you can pirate it. Dude, they should pay me. Well, either one, really. I mean, if you're the NFL should pay me, or Pirate Bay. I'll take either one. No, not Pirate Bay. Crack Streams? Who's the fucking big stream now? Because I use it too. But Disney Plus has ESPN on it. Yeah, I have ESPN on Disney Plus as well. You can get this game on ESPN? Seriously? Or is that just because it's because you're in Australia? That might be why. Because I don't think I can get it on ESPN here. Jailbroke Fire Stick, baby. Hell yeah. We all have our different ways of doing it. Cool. Check that out, bro. Hell yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Whatever. Hey, trying to help you save money, bro. That's what I'm here for. I help you make money and I help you save money at the same time. I'm worth my weight in gold, and that's a lot of gold. Fat jokes. Anyway, hey, it's a commercial break, so let's answer these questions here. Let's go back. Chris, you got Flex Keenan over Woody Marks and Tony Pollard. Tajay is back, and Marks has a cake matchup. Here's, of those three, I'm going to start Woody Marks personally. Hey, I'm a big fan of Woody Marks, and we can make tons of jokes, and I already have about hey, the Chubb wasn't making it happen. We had to go full Woody with the Texans. Yeah, usually a Woody replaces a Chubb. That's just how it goes. That's just life. No, I actually just acquired, for some reason, in one of my leagues. So in one of my dynasty leagues, Woody was actually out in the waivers this past week. Like, what? I made a trade to acquire enough fab to have the most fab, and I basically emptied the clip and got him. So now I got him, and I changed my team name to I've got a Woody. And then I made the avatar on it, in that one scene where Woody goes kind of nutty and they're showing his face, and there's the meme of him going or whatever. I can't reproduce it. It's so I got him doing that face with the I've got a Woody. So it's the greatest name avatar combination of all time. Give me the props. There you go. Anyway, yeah, right away, I'm saying I'm starting Woody. Now, Keenan Allen, it's been oh, cool. He's, welcome back. Welcome back, Keenan. welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And the first first 4 games, look at that: 10 targets, 7 targets, 11 targets, 7 targets. He's been the number one there. It's been him and QJ, and then Lad McConkey. So I think Keenan Allen coming in there has really fucked up Lad McConkey. So if you're in like, okay, is that full PPR? If it's full PPR, it's really close for me. And the only reason why I'm gonna say, let me check something here, double check. God, it's such a cake ass matchup though. Man, and the coach is already saying, oh, D'Amico Ryan said he's going to get even more of a workload than he had last week. Last week he had 17 attempts. So here's the thing: he has 17 attempts, goes 69 yards for a touchdown, 5 targets, 4 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. Scores 27.9 fantasy points, and D'Amico Ryan says he's going to give him even more work. He says that he wants to see how much he can handle. When the coach is saying that, I'm going to take those consistent points because, yeah, Keenan Allen could have a big game, but Woody Marks has what I think is a higher floor and not much lower ceiling, if he has a lower ceiling at all. So I'm going to give you the slight edge in that to Woody Marks, and I'm a Woody Mark. So there you go. So many jokes. They write themselves. Woody Marks. Woody, I'm a mark. I'm a mark for Woody. There you go. So, got some more stuff in here. You like my new fantasy name in Fantasy Kingdom? Lick my fan. And I saw that. Actually, I do like that. That's a good one. That is a good one. I love a good name. I like a good punny fantasy football name. I'm going to get back to the questions here in just a minute. There's some comments that are pretty good, though. Let's go over it. I like this. I'm not poor. I can afford whatever I just want. Hey, same here. I'm dude, there's a huge difference between being frugal and being poor. All right. If I had $1 billion, I would still be just as frugal. Why? Because I'm not going to overpay for shit. Like, it's crazy. For those of you that are wrestling fans, the fucking ticket prices for WWE have gone insane. Even if I were a billionaire, I wouldn't pay them. I haven't seen a WWE show in like a long ass time because they've changed. Say what you want about Vince McMahon. When he was in charge, he kept those numbers low because he wanted families to come see an event, where men in underwear are fighting against each other while the owner is shitting on some intern's head while trafficking her to his yes men. What about that does not say family entertainment, huh? But no, I'm with you, Don. I'm 100% there with you. I ain't poor. I just don't like to pay money when I don't have to. Fuck Keenan, he's taken away from Trey Harris. Yeah, that too. Trey Harris, where's he? Nowhere. Full PPR. Yeah, no, I mean, regardless, I'm going Woody Marks in that one. Let's go back up here. He says, would you start Woody over Dowdle against an even more cake matchup in Miami? I'm starting Woody over Dowdle, yeah, just because he's more talented. And, well, I mean, I'm not saying that, like, between the Houston Texans and the Panthers, which team is worse? Probably the Panthers. So, for a lot of reasons, I'm leaning Woody. Also leaning Woody. God damn it. There's so many fucking good jokes we can make with this. I'm telling you, Woody's got me bent over backwards here. Oh, my God. Sloth Whisperer, 81. Should I bench Jamar Chase for Trey Tucker? Oh, my God. It's terrible that I almost want to say yes. Dude, I'm telling you, if you have the guts to do that, you got more guts than me. You got more guts than me. That's that. Oh, God. You might even have more guts than Sean McVay trying to fucking, go for the win instead of the tie there at the end of the game earlier this week by running Kyron Williams, who just fumbled the damn ball away for you. Anyway, no. I mean, oh, God, no. Just because, come on. Here's the thing. We've seen Jake Browning connect with Chase when Burrow's been down before. We've seen it. So we know it's possible. We know it can happen. And because we know it can happen, and it's Jamar Chase, I ain't sitting him. Excuse me. Not for Trey Tucker. Now, could Trey Tucker have a better game? Absolutely, and he has. He's been better this season, technically. But come on. As the season goes on, things are going to regress to the mean. Things are going to come back to normal a little bit, back down to earth. All right? Let's not get too cute with it. If you have the guts to start Trey Tucker over Chase, you got more guts than I have. I will admit that. I do not have that play in me. I cannot do that. Alejandro Meza coming in with the ever since WWE went to DKO, it's all about money now. Exactly. It is. And of course, Triple H is an ass-kissing yes man. So he's, along the ride for that. And then you got The Rock in there, all the nepotism with him, and he wants to make it's all about money for all of them now. I agree. Smash those like and subscribe buttons, peeps. Hashtag TyRant Gang, OG. That's right, Matt. You are the OG. And I love you for it. Thank you, my friend. Here we go. Yeah, Carson Wentz just throw it away. All right. Standard League, dang it. Oh, Charbonnet or Harvey. All right, I'm going to get back to the questions here at the break. So let's put a bookmark on that, and I will answer that at the break, the next commercial. A Woody always replaces a Chubb. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm going Chase every day despite the start, and I'm taking RJ over Charbs. He's the one. Zach is the two unless Ken goes down. Yeah, right. And that's kind of where I'm going to go with it when I answer. But I'm going to answer that question at the break. I'm going to go a little bit more into it. Why is it international grounding a flag but intentional grounding a flag but intentional out throw not? I think because the technicality of where it lands. So when it goes out of bounds, it's all right. So then they have to calculate where it goes out of bounds. And that's close enough to a receiver. I think that's all that's about. Pretty sure. And we got a few questions here, and I'm going to get to those at the commercial. Let's take a look here. Turn this up a little bit. Luckily, you guys can't there's the noise canceling on the microphone, so you guys can't really hear. Otherwise, I'd probably get this shut down because they'd be like, "You're streaming the game." Anyway. But see, here's the thing: is that it's streaming. I'm streaming this on YouTube, but I'm watching the game on YouTube TV because I'm a company man. If you get that reference, let me know. Can't hear you're good. Is that better? Is Matt right? Are you guys having a hard time hearing me? Is something going on here? Wentz with the O button. Yeah, let me know if for some reason I'm not sounding good. Maybe it's just my voice. I don't know. I can hear you fine. I meant you can't hear the. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes. That's by design. But anyway, yeah. More questions coming in. I will answer those on the commercial. Even though this is a commercial, should I answer it now? No, I'm gonna wait. There's plenty. I'll let them pile up and then answer them. In fact, I might even wait till. No, I'm not gonna wait till halftime. But like I said, if there's a lot that piles up by halftime, I'll just do that. You try to put the game screen in the top corner, by the way, just for your next live. You can somehow set that up. I can't. But that would, dude, if I could do that, that would be so awesome. And I would. I know that, like, there's a way for me to do it. There's a way that I could do it, like, technically, but my shit would get shut down so fast if I did that because I'm streaming, content, copyrighted content. That's like the reason why I can't turn it up enough to where you guys can hear it, because then I would get shut down for that. So, I mean, yes, if I could do that, 100% I would do it. I would have done it from day one, but unfortunately, yeah, they frown upon that, and I don't have express written consent from the NFL. Got to have that express written consent. I ain't got it. Express written consent. I could make a joke there. It's not rape. I had express written consent. Sorry, I had to go there. That's gay as fuck. Yeah, it is. Agreed. Oh. Yeah, if you got more questions about who to stream or just sit starts, whatever you got, streaming defenses, kickers, questions about this and that, whatever you think, let me know. I am going to kind of give my 2 cents on some running back situations when we hit the halftime. I'm going to talk about what we're doing with Tampa Bay and what we're doing with sorry, my mind is going blank. The Cardinals. So I'm going to go over those guys, how I think those are going to hash out, and what to do this week and in the future. That's something I've been thinking about. I almost did a show last night just about that, like a live show, but stuff happened. So I'm going to cover that though during the halftime break, and also catch up on these questions. Excuse me. The whole world's a money grab these days. You see it everywhere in products, cheaper to make, worse quality, but more expensive. Same as streaming. Who cares, bro? NFL earns millions a year. I agree. 100%. It is. And that's what I was saying too about the WWE thing. Is like, that's a cash grab too. Because they ended up hooking up with TKO, and now they're hooking up with ESPN, and then you got to get ESPN to watch their thing, and it's like, dude, oh, it's no good. It's like you can't even be a wrestling fan anymore. If AEW was smart, they would capitalize on this and say, "Hey, come to the old school, cheaper alternative. We've got stars too." I'm not a huge AEW fan or anything. Like, I like some of the guys that are there, but yeah, I mean, if WWE keeps pulling this shit, I might have to switch. All right, we're on a break here, so let me check it out. Where did I leave off? Oh, yeah, RJ and Sharps. That's right. Sorry. Back to here. Back to Nick's question about Charbonnet and RJ Harvey. Yeah, I kind of agree with what Jaden's saying there, in the fact that okay, Charbonnet is if you want to say it's a committee, he's the 1B. But I don't know. I mean, 12 attempts last game. He had 12 in the first, 15 in the second. So, but he didn't do shit with those. And he's been incredibly inefficient. He's touchdown dependent because he had 10.7 fantasy points week 1 because he had a touchdown. He had 12.4 last week because he had a touchdown. In week 2, he had 15 carries, 15 attempts, the most attempts that he had, the most total touches that he has had the whole season, scored 1 fantasy point. All right? I can't put him in there. So as long as K-Dubs is healthy, I'm not starting Charbs. I'm keeping Charbs. I ain't dropping Charbs. Hell no. Because if K-Dubs goes down, boom, you got a lottery ticket right there. And as the season goes on, maybe he does wrestle some of the carries away. So I hold on to him, but I ain't starting him when K-Dubs is starting, at least not right now. So I'm gonna go Harvey on that because he's got J.K. Dobbins to contend with, but I think what we're seeing is what we see happening a lot of times with rookies. Week after week, he's getting more and more attention. He's taking more and more away. So let's pull it up here. All right, RJ Harvey. So last week had 14 carries. Okay. So he's J.K. Dobbins had a great game. He had over 100 yards. But RJ Harvey had 98 yards total between rushing and passing. He had 98 total yards. So he's right there with them. 14 carries most of the season, 58 yards on that, not too bad. Got 5 targets most of the season, 4 receptions most of the season, 40 yards passing most of the season, got a touchdown. Had his biggest game obviously last season. This is like it's like not quite as big as Woody Marks right now, I would say, but I'm definitely putting Harvey over Charbs, no question about it. We'll get back to you on this one, Alejandro. I Americanized your name. How do you like that? But Jamar Chase or Devontae, so I can answer that real quick. It's Chase, easy. Not even just do it. Don't. You're not sitting Chase because he's eventually it's going to turn around and he's going to have a huge game. He's going to have a 45 fucking point game and on your bench. Are you really going to let that happen? Let's not do that. All right, more questions coming in, and I'll answer those when we get to the next commercial break. Yeah, what do you think? I got the hair growing out. Look at that. You can see it. Yeah, it's a new thing. Maybe it's a midlife crisis. I'm growing out my hair. I can't afford like a motorcycle, so I'm growing out my hair. That's my midlife crisis. I got the beanie on because I can't do much with it. It's long, but it's not like it's not to the point where I can really do a whole lot with it. So I got to kind of do this sort of look. I think it's a cool look. I think it works, especially with like the fall and winter coming up. It's a nice late season look. Anyway. Set some things up. Give me a moment. I'm just checking out my stream. I want to see how far behind it is. I'm just checking out my stream. All right, it's a little bit behind, and I can kind of hear the background, but I don't think it's enough to get shut down, so that's good. Anyway, sorry about that. And we're back. Anyway. WrestleMania this April. I'm going not to stadium, but I'll be in Vegas. That's cool. Are you gonna watch it in a bar or something, or what? You say you're not going to the stadium. So, what's up? Let me know. This month marks a year of hair regrowth for chemo. Can almost make a tiny pony. Hey, you and I growing hair together for different reasons, but yours is much more badass because you're fucking killing it. You know, keep it up. You're a badass bitch, Don. We all know that. Cancer don't got nothing on you. Changing the subject, you go to WrestleMania. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, I got it together. You were saying if I'm going. No, I'm not going to WrestleMania. I've never been to a WrestleMania before, and it's too expensive. Dude, I was looking at like the nosebleed seats are like $600. Like, no thanks. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine watching it from home. No problem. Now that's one thing. Like, okay, yeah, if I was a billionaire, I'd probably go see WrestleMania, but you know, I'm not. And I can't afford that much. It's like $10,000 for a front row ticket to WrestleMania. $10,000. Jesus, that's enough. All right, let's get back to some of these here. Where did I go? Where did I leave off? Okay. Chris, okay, swap Dottle for Marks. Good idea. Keep Keenan in the other flex or go Sutton versus Philly. I'm going Sutton because he's the number one wide receiver on that team. And against Philly, it's a good matchup. I like because Philly's going to score points. You're going to need to score points against them. They can be had in the pass game. So, yeah. I like that. It's a good one. Sutton. Yeah, I've been big on Sutton. I was big on Sutton most of the season. Now, of course, I like Troy Franklin as well, but Sutton is going to be more consistent. He had that one bad game in week 2. Boo, friggin' who. Other than that, dude's been on fire. I can't sit him. I'm starting him over Keenan Allen in a good matchup. Absolutely. Oh yeah, we did that. Browns O-line is so bad for QBs. Feel bad for Gabe right now. Yeah, that's just how it's been. Some of these O-lines, like them, the Bengals, Raiders. There's just some O-lines out there that like they've got some stars that depend on them, but they ain't doing shit because they suck. So I wanted to bring up the Hardy brothers and Booker T back, then make it cheap. Everyone will watch. Yeah, Hardy Boys and Booker T. Love it. I actually like, so I'm watching a lot of the old school stuff because I'm showing Tracy some of the old school. And I have been since we've known each other. Because she watched wrestling and that was one of the things we connected on. And I was like, you haven't seen the old school stuff? She's like, no, I didn't watch it like in the 90s. I'm like, oh my God, that's the best era. So I had to show her the beginning of Raw in 1993. So we've watched Raw, every episode of Raw, every episode of SmackDown, and every pay-per-view since 1993. We're on 2001 now. So it's interesting how what all shaking up. We haven't made it to WrestleMania yet. Don't give anything away. Tracy's watching. But anyway, yeah, the greatest WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 17. We're almost there. The pinnacle of the Attitude Era. We're there, brother. Yeah, I miss it. I do miss that stuff. 100% I do. And Booker T's about to make his way in there as well because he debuts pretty soon. Bouncers are lucky their defense. Yeah, exactly. Their defense is so that's what it is. And a lot of people will be like, do I start so and so or to do this? If it's against the Browns and you can afford to sit them, I'm not starting many players against the Browns. Of course, like in this game, for instance, you're starting Jordan Mason. You know, he can be matchup proof. Justin Jefferson, I'm starting, but probably nobody else. So, but in general, yeah, yeah, you can't start running backs. Oh shit, there goes Carson Wentz. Uh-oh. Who's there? Who's their third string? Brosmer. Brosmer's a bro, Smur. Bro Smurf. Paint himself blue. I don't know. Erica, what's up? Good morning. TyRant gang yawns so early. Woo! Yeah, it is. But see, I'm here in North London, right outside of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So I don't know what you're talking about. It's not 7:49 a.m. here. It's like well, I can't. I don't see a clock, so I don't know. I think it's like 4 o'clock, something like that, or four something. Or maybe it's almost 5 now. I don't fucking know. I can't tell. Sky is nice and blue, though. I'll tell you that. Shit, damn. Anyway, good to see you, Erica. Left field question: with the Bucks versus Philly game and how the 4 refs got suspended, could have been misled from a Facebook post. They should replay the game if it affects the result of a game. It did Bucks. Yeah, I mean it's all speculation, but I'm with you. It was I don't know if they replayed a game, but it certainly there was a lot of bullshit. That's for sure. Kind of lends credence to the people that have the NFL scripted conspiracy. There's Jerry Judy. What's up? I've got him in a lot of dynasty, and I haven't been starting him because he hasn't been doing shit. Maybe Gabriel's going to be the guy that re-unlocks him. We'll see. That's the thing about the pass catchers on this team. When they're going between different quarterbacks, quarterbacks have their guy they're comfortable with. They have the guys. We got to go with that. We can't just go with who's been the guy or who we think's going to be the guy. It's who does the quarterback like. That's how you determine any of that. So, is Juwan Johnson going to play today? They got Taysom and Moreau back also. Taysom Hill is one of those guys. He just won't go away. I don't know if I'm starting him, but he could have a big game. Let's take a look at that. I don't because I'm not sure right now. Let's see. There's Njoku doing his thing. Been a big fan of Njoku. Him and Fannin, big 1-2 punch there. But the problem is that both of them are going to hold each other back from a fantasy standpoint because then you also got other people. But Dylan Gabriel's looking all right. He's looking all right. Hold on. All right. Game. Excuse me. Excuse me. So we're trying to see if he's going to play. I'm trying to get that information there for you. From what I'm seeing, he's still a game time decision. There's really no word at this point. Um, I think with the quarterback issues that they have, I think that we might end up seeing a lot more Taysom Hill. I think Taysom Hill is someone who, we've been surprised by a lot in the past, but I don't know. It's not a surprise this year because he can do a lot from the quarterback position, and with Rattler not being a stud or even close to it, yeah, I could see them utilizing Taysom Hill a lot. Not just this game, but in future games. So let's table that for now because I'm not seeing any information on whether or not Juwan Johnson's going to play. I'm not seeing anything really definitive either way. And in fact, okay, I'm trying to check a ton of sources right now for this. He's still labeled as questionable. There's really no. He had a limited practice on Thursday. So, but we haven't really heard anything since then. Yeah, he missed Wednesday's practice. He had limited sessions on Thursday and Friday. So he didn't get a full practice in. That leans me more toward that he's not going to start. If I'm starting one of the two tight ends for the Saints, it's going to be the tight end named Taysom Hill. But let's keep an eye on that. James said, the way the QB situation is in New Orleans right now, if Taysom is ready to go and Juwan not, I'm starting the Swiss Army knife 100%. I'm with you on that. So if Johnson's out, start Taysom. Old Time Wrestling's Playboy Buddy Rose. That's what I watched at 70. Hey, Don, let's Playboy Buddy Rose. Hey, I'm a Portland wrestling fan. My grandma used to take me to Portland wrestling, and I would watch our favorite Mr. Rowdy Roddy Piper back in the day. Yeah. A lot of clashes there. Playboy Buddy Rose. There's another one. Fucking Ric Flair would come through. Hot Hacksaw Jim Duggan would make some appearances. That was my favorite when I was a little boy. I was all into Hacksaw with a big ass American flag and his 2x4. Oh, fucking that guy was the shit. Yeah, fucking Billy Two Eagles and who else? Lots of old school Portland wrestling guys. Actually, my grandma ran a dry cleaning business and was actually the one who dry cleaned Rowdy Roddy Piper's kilts when he was in Portland wrestling. So there's a little fun fact. My grandma was up in Rowdy Roddy Piper's skirt. Anyway, yeah, Playboy. Remember that guy. Cam Akers is their third string. Yeah, right. Exactly. Good. I don't know why. I should have done that. Who's supposed to be telling the jokes here? No, I'm just kidding. Good one, bro. Good one. Don't really have start-sits questions. Everyone is either injured or on bye. In other words, I hope Rico Dowdle gets a touchdown because I ain't got no one else. Hey, you know what? Sometimes some of us are in that boat. We have the questions answered for us because the rest of our bench is all red. I'm there in some leagues. Trust me. I'm there in some leagues. I'm 4-0 in my league of record, but boy, oh boy, I've got Bucky Irving. I've got Trey Benson. I've got Lamar Jackson. Last week was brutal to watch. Still 4-0, but this week, especially since I'm going against the guy who's got Kyron Williams in our league, and it's not looking so good. I'm projected to lose by 17 points, but hey, anything can happen. I got Puka Nacua that helped keep me stable a little bit. And of course, I was smart enough to pick up, Tucker and Carter and things like that. So, I mean, I did the right things, but we'll see what happens. I was perfect 4-0. This might screw it up, but hope not. Knock on wood. And yes, this is made of wood. So is this. No, I'm just kidding. So is this. Whoa. Bringing the Woody back. Yeah. I'm a Woody Mark. We all know that. Yeah, you got that. Gabriel overthrew an open fan, and that hurts. Yeah. Well, he's got to adjust. He's a good quarterback. He just, he's getting his chops in. He's a little green. 4-0. Fuck yeah. Yeah, you are, Erica. You are 4-0. That's right. And I'm happy to help you with that. I'm happy that I've been here helping you get that done. But you know what? It's all about doing the things that are right. Because sometimes you go against what I say and it works better, but sometimes you don't do and it doesn't work out. Hey, you are your person, but I'm glad that I can help you at least make those decisions. Could have thrown 2 touchdowns. Yeah, could have. Oh, thanks to TyRant. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. But like I said, it's you. It's on you. Ridley still questionable. Is he worth a start? No. I like El Manor, or however the fuck you say his name. Alec Amanar. I gotta look that one up. But I like him. I like Alec. EA. We're gonna call him EA Sports. There we go. It's easier to say. Yeah, I'm going with EA Sports over Calvin Ridley as the top wide receiver for the Titans because he's in the game. Alec mayonnaise, the mayo. Yeah, I like EA Sports. He's in the game. Hopefully, you've got an auto sub with DK. Otherwise, Ridley is getting surpassed by Alec. Yeah, I'm not starting. I'm not doing that either. I do actually like me some DK. As you know, I've had him as a sleeper, and he was my double deep danger dive of the week a few weeks back. Dude caught a touchdown that was called back that almost made me look good. I mean, my double deep danger dives have been insane this year, but and that one was almost. That's the only one that failed, and that one was almost good. So anyway, we've reached halftime. There we are. So we've reached halftime, and I've already answered all the questions. Look how efficient I am. I ain't taking a break though. I don't need a piss or nothing, so we're good. But yeah, let's talk some shit. Jaden, what does Grun mean? Grun mean? Is that a German company? No, Grun means green in German. It's a marijuana farm. I don't know how else to put that. A marijuana processing company. I don't know. They're a cannabis company. Who you repping there? Cannabis, the weeds, the marijuanas, the wacky tobacco. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know. It's not really meant to be for that. I should give myself my own like fantasy TyRant beanie. Oh, I had a really good idea for something, and I can't remember what it was. Some shirt that I should wear. Oh yeah, the TyRant 316. What should I do that, guys? Hey, if I made if I made t-shirts that were black shirts, it's just said TyRant 316 and then hashtag TyRant Gang on the back, who would buy one? I'm taking the poll right now because I've been thinking about doing this, making some shirts. Maybe I'll have a beanie, TyRant 316, or hashtag TyRant Gang, or Fantasy Kingdom, whatever. But I was thinking about doing a shirt that's TyRant 316, in the Austin 316 logo, and on the back, hashtag TyRant Gang, and then maybe some like quote, or like helping you crush your league since 2020 or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, what do you think? If I got some merch down on this, what would you guys do? I'm telling TyRant 316, black shirt on the back, hashtag TyRant Gang, and maybe a quote or something. Let me know. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, because I'm thinking about getting some stuff together. Hey, bro, if you got to go piss, and let's have a catheter. And let you gather. The stadium bathroom lines are probably long enough. Yeah, I know, right? And I'm not even allowed in the stadium. I can't even there's nowhere to take a piss. Like, even if they had one of those cool, like, little phone booths and shit, like, like fucking Doctor Who, I'd go take a piss in one. But then I'd probably end up, like, in some fucking scenario where I had to solve a. I'll be honest, I've never watched Doctor Who, so my reference means nothing. But anyway, unless what? That's mysterious. Would you go Malik Washington, Keon Coleman, or Josh Downs in the flex? I'm gonna go Keon Coleman on that one. Uh, I do think that he is going to be the top wide receiver. Now, he may not be the top pass catcher. You might be getting more work from Dalton Kincaid and even, James Cook. But I think Keon Coleman's going to be the top pass catcher there. Malik Washington, we can't sleep on him. I'll give you that. And with Tyreek out, that could mean something. The issue that I have with that is that even with him out, I mean, he hasn't done too much. If he catches a touchdown, that can save you game. But I think Waddle's going to get the work there. I think Waller's. Actually, let me check on that because he was questionable. I haven't seen an update. Oh yeah, that's right. I did see it. Yeah, Waller's playing. So if Waller was out, I might even lean toward Malik Washington. But with Waller in there, Waller the baller, with Waddle in there, and with it being against Carolina, they're probably not going to need to run up the score too much. You're going to see a lot of Achane. I'm going Coleman on that one. Move some merch. I'd buy. Hey, thanks. Maybe I will. I might do it, Tracy. I'd buy 2 shirts. Yeah, you would. You better. I know 2040 is a long way away, but it's October, the major sports month in America. America, forget. I'm going to there and want to watch Red Sox, Celtics, Bucks, and Panthers play. Why are you coming in 2040? Why are you planning a vacation that far out? Jesus. You think you got to save up that much to come here? Who knows what's going to be going on by then? Who knows if we'll have fucking America by then? That's the way things are going. Goodness, let's not get political. Since I don't have many questions today, maybe you could say something nice about Russ, since everyone's so mean to him and he deserves better. I guess he's cooked. No one left to let him cook. All right. Oh, I got you. Here we go. Russ Wilson is a guy who, if you build the offense around him and you surround him with the weapons that utilize his talents, dude can cook. And I bet he still could if he was in that kind of offense. If he was in Mariota's spot, I think he'd be doing a lot better. He's got a hot wife. I mean, what else do you want? With Tyreek Hill down, Malik is a good play though. Still don't trust Tua. Yeah, well, but my problem. But like I said, I think it's going to be going more to Waddle and Waller, and I don't know if I can trust Malik Washington. Could be a good game, but if I'm choosing between the two, I'm going to go Keon personally. Concussion away from going forward. You never go forward. Let's hope that doesn't happen. People talk about that happening, and I really hope it doesn't. I have a man crush on him, Keon. Yeah. Well, he's 24 is the 15th year anniversary. Oldest daughter's 21st, youngest daughter's 18th, and my brother lives in Cali. So you're kind of doing the perfect storm of all of that. Hey, let us know how long you're going to be there, and maybe we'll figure some way to make a party out of it by then. We never know. Wedding anniversary. I figured that. Russ cooks at home. Yeah, he does. And if that was the stove I was cooking on, I would too. Oh, God, womanization. We all love it. Sexism, it's fun. For everybody. Demont against the dismal Cincinnati, or go Waddle or Wandale with the volume upside. Is this full PPR? I'm assuming that it is. Um, I was saying that in the preseason that I definitely see Monty taking a step back this year, and other than one game where he just got that really big run, 2 touchdowns, like just he balled out against Baltimore, who are starting their entire second string on defense. Excuse me. Now, of course, against Cleveland, he didn't do shit. Chicago sucks. He did all right against them. Green Bay is pretty good. He did mediocre. I think it's a slight step back from last season. I think that in this game against Cincinnati, you're probably looking at somewhere between 12 to 15 fantasy points. I think 15 is probably going to be more or less the ceiling for him. So we look at it that way. Then okay, but then you look at Waddle without Tyreek there. And I know it's against Carolina, who they're going to just be able to run against them, and that's fine. Running in the tight end, and then Wandale. And I've been a big Wandale Robinson guy since the beginning. I thought that eventually we'd see this. Same thing as Quentin Johnston. They just took a couple years to make it happen, but I believed in the talent from the beginning. It's interesting that since Wandale has been the guy, he's actually done less. We've seen more from Slayton. We've seen more. We even saw some, Theo Johnson action. I say what you want about Tua, and he may be one concussion away from this and that. I still trust Tua right now a little bit more than I do Jackson Dart. So and with no Tyreek there, I got to go the volume with Waddle, because I think at least as far as the wide receivers are concerned, he's getting less competition for targets than Wandale. And Montgomery, if you so let me put it this way. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay, so here's what I'm saying. So with Monty, with Monty, the issue that I'm seeing there is, of course, Gibbs is there. He's going to be doing it. And we just haven't seen as much from Montgomery. You're going to get 12 to 15 fantasy points. I think that he's got a higher floor, than the other two. But if you want the upside, you want to go there, and especially when you're talking about PPR, then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Wandale, or excuse me, Waddle, with in PPR just slightly. Young, Dart, Tour, Geno, Love on a bye. It's a good question there, Mo. Here's the thing. So as I was just saying, that I trust Tua in general to get it to his pass catchers more than I do Dart. Okay, that's one statement. Which quarterback from a fantasy standpoint do I think is going to score more points? That's where it's a bit different. Okay, and I will go with Dart on that one. Young is out of the question. Geno's out of the question. They might have good games here and there, but you're not going to be able to predict them. There's no consistency among them. Okay. Geno in games where he should be good wasn't. In games where he should be bad, he was good. So he's kind of on that. I don't know. We don't know. He couldn't do shit against Chicago last week, even though he scored 2 touchdowns, but he threw 3 interceptions. So Geno is someone I just, he'll have this big monster week here and there, but you never know when it's going to be. Otherwise, it's just going to be a lot of ugly. Bryce Young, almost the same kind of thing. Tua is going to consistently get you 15 fantasy points, 15 to 20. 20 is kind of his ceiling. He's got a low ass ceiling. It's consistent, but it's not as high. I think with Dart, the fact of the matter is that New Orleans defense is a little bit better than we thought it was, and so they're going to need to throw. they will throw Dart based on volume alone, based on, he's going to be on offense a lot, as the quarterback. But my point is that they're going to be called on a lot to do, and he also has the rushing upside. He had 10 rushing attempts last game, 54 yards. All in all together, I like Jackson Dart from a fantasy perspective. I like him better as the choice in this game this week. Hopefully 6 weeks. And yes, I'm planning a camping session with some lads for 1 weekend, leave the girls to a girls' weekend and shopping in San Fran. So hopefully we can all head some camp. Hey, you never know. You never know what's going to happen by then. It sounds fun, though. Waddle over everyone mentioned there. I agree with that. No Hill. The Penguin is going to go for 30 PPR points. Calling it right now. I don't know if he's going to quite get that high, but yeah, I definitely like Waddle there as well. I agree with you. Dart, no, it is a question, but the answer is Dart. Start or sit. Alexis Texas or Brandy Love? What? Look what happened, Jaden. Look what happened. I read your question and immediately 7 people dropped off the fucking chat. What are you trying to do here? No, I know it's because it's halftime and people are going to come back. Your question drove everyone away. No, probably what happened is that you said that and 7 guys read that and went, I'll be right back, because they wanted to go check out what that was about, saw what it was about, and then they had to head to the bathroom for not a tinker stinker, but a tinker winker. I don't know what to call it. See, it's down to 2 points. Look what you did. All the guys are now, going with the boners off and they'll be back. But you drove all the guys off talking about porn actresses. God damn it. Don't worry. My apologies. It is HTN. Okay. Is Joe Mixon still worth stashing? No. I mean, if you can keep him on your IR, fine. But if you're waiting to put someone else on IR so you can pick up a better player, drop him. I mean, see if anyone in your league wants him. See if you can get anything for him. Even if you can get a ham sandwich, it's better than nothing. But otherwise, yeah, I would say drop him. What you said just took me out of how they dropped out and now researching. Yeah. They looked it up. They saw who it was, and now they're busy. Thanks a lot. PPR, Pittman Jr., Cup, Godwin Jr., or Tucker from the Raiders, who hasn't popped since that one game. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm not so big on him. Although I think this game, I think he will have a good game, just because Brock Bowers is out. And I don't think they're going to rely completely on the run game like they did last week. So that's why I'm saying I think he could have a decent game. But that's not who I'm starting off. These guys, it's been a thing. It's been a thing that the top wide receiver for the Colts is all. Hey, look, 3 of them got done checking out the porn actresses you brought up, and they came back. Anyway, so we know who the quick finishers are. The other 5 we'll wait on. Ladies, take note. They last longer. Anyway, no, this has gone off the rails. Here's the thing. I think it's Michael Pittman, and he's this season Okay, let's look at it here. 8 targets, 6 receptions, 80 yards for first game. And then his last game was 10 targets, 5 receptions, 41 yards, touchdown. He's got a touchdown in 3 out of 4 games. He's been the top target for Indiana Jones. Whoever the top target is in the Colts is worth starting. It depends on who the quarterback is. Right now, it's Daniel Jones. So right now, it's Pittman, who's the top guy. And right now, that means you're starting Pittman. And then I think that he's at least a wide receiver too. Godwin, it's Ibuka's been the guy there. Excuse me. Now, of course, with Mike Evans out, that raises the question. But it's not a good matchup for him. Seattle's much better at stopping the pass than they are the run. I think that's why I think it will be a good game for the combination of Rashad White and Sean Tucker. And I didn't even get a chance really to talk about that. If I do get a chance to talk about it, I will. But I've been answering everyone's questions, which is much more important, I think, than whatever the fuck I want to talk about. But anyway, so it's definitely Pittman for me in that one. Good question, though. What is it, Jaden? Jaden, you're answering all my questions, which is fine, but it's good to have another opinion in here. It's like I'm debating with someone. Maybe you want to come on the show. Maybe I bring you on and we go side by side. I don't care. We can do it. I'll cage match anybody. But I'm going to tell you something right now, Jaden. I'm absolutely serious when I say I have done cage matches against other analysts, and I'm undefeated. I mean, undefeated. And we're talking I've done 7 cage matches with other analysts, and I'm undefeated. 7-0, baby. So, hey, I'm down for it. No, I'm just fucking with you, man. I mean, that's true. But, yeah, I know I actually do appreciate the feedback here, or that you chiming in. No, it's cool. I get it. It's all good. Everyone does that. And we love it. It's just more information for everyone else to assess. So anyway, Tucker will get targets with Bowers out. Yeah. Godwin is hard to predict. Yeah. But anyway, Pittman's the guy 100% as far as I'm concerned. Santa McConkey and Brown finally. So if they go off, you know why. I agree with McConkey. I disagree with Brown. There's been some talk this week, AJ Brown kind of being a squeaky wheel in the coach's ear. And we know when that happens, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And I think that AJ Brown's going to get greased up this week. Oh, God, this is sounding gay. But no, seriously, though, AJ Brown's I'm going to start him, but I'm okay with sitting McConkey if you've got other, better options. I think I'm starting Brown this week. I mean, I am starting Brown this week, though. If I'll say this though, if Brown don't get shit this week, yeah, I'm putting him on the bench. But he's, like I said, there's been some squeaky wheel shit. So for me, I would sit McConkey just because of what's going on. I understand, unless like I really need to start him, like I'm desperate. I understand sitting him. But I'm not sitting AJ Brown just because of the things I've been hearing about the squeaky wheel. Squeaky wheel always gets the grease. I'm excited to watch Tucker. He's going to be the 3rd or 4th down back and red zone back. Yeah, that's true. Sorry, man, I'll stop. I'm very opinionated. You don't have to stop. You don't have to stop. I wasn't saying that. I was just commenting on how, like, oh man, you're answering the questions, and that's cool. I was just kind of like making sure you understood that I don't feel like you're in competition with me. I was making a joke about that. I really don't feel that way. No, I like to have people that also try to answer questions because, like, it's good to have more than one perspective. I don't feel like, if I was in a situation where, okay, everyone asked me questions and then you came in and answered every single question, like on a forum or something, yeah, I might get a little pissed. But in this kind of situation, I don't care. I prefer other, information, because what that does is it challenges me. Because why should you listen to me just because I'm the only one talking? Challenge me. But what I'm trying to tell you is challenge me, but just know I'm going to meet that challenge and I'm going to beat it. Yeah. Because I'm here to help you all crush your league. Touchdown, Jordan Mason. Fuck yeah, JP. in the house. Gotta love that. Wentz back on and looked good this drive. Yeah. Well, Sean Tucker, I like to call him. Wait, what? Oh, Sean Trucker. Yeah, that's a good one. Sean Trucker. He's going to be trucking it 100%. Legend, appreciate you. Hey, you too, my man. Love you. Love all my peeps who come on and, we have fun here. That's how it works. Who else does this? No one else. Nobody else in the analyst game is doing what I'm doing. No one. I just need more people to come in and do it with me. Come on. God damn. You keep making weird gay references. That's not what's going on. No, come in. Good to see you all that made their way in on the West Coast that just woke up. You're hungover from the night before, but you know what? Here, join me. Breakfast beer. Got some Hefeweizen for you. Little hair of the dog. Chris Cody. Do we like Troy Franklin against Philly or Michael Carter in a good matchup? See, that's a floor versus ceiling kind of thing. I think that Michael Carter's got the better floor there. He's going to get the guaranteed touches. I want those guaranteed touches. If you feel like you're in a desperate spot and you need the home run, you go Franklin because it could happen or could not. But his ceiling is higher. I'd say Michael Carter's floor is higher. Personally, I'm going to start Carter in that position unless, like I said, I'm in a desperate situation. Good thing I love about you and not trying to shit on other analysts. But I was big on FF Counselor, but he's just a fuck with his opinions about guys. Can't have fun off season, and he's political. Yeah, well, I've had some political stuff, and like sometimes if it's like real important, I'll come forward and say things. I'm not afraid to talk about the elephant in the room, like with the Charlie Kirk thing, stuff like that. I'm back with the Black Lives Matter thing. I was in support of my friends of all races and that sort of thing. I've always been someone who do that, but I don't make it part of my show. I don't get into it too much. I try to leave it out. But sometimes there's an elephant in the room, and I'm not afraid to talk about it because that's who I am. The elephant in the room because I'm fat. Anyway. My only 0-4 league need upside. I got a couple of those, and you're in one with me with the Always Sunny league. That team's fucking awful, and I keep changing my name every week, hoping that one I'll get a win and I can stick with a name. But so hopefully this week, who do I got? Who am I doing this? I don't even remember what I changed it to this week. But anyway. Hopefully that works out because it hasn't so far. It has not been good in that league. But you know what? That's okay because I'm 4-0 in a few other leagues. So if I'm going to be 0-4 in a league and it's going to be then I'm glad it's a free league, a fun league. I'm fine. I'm subscribing on everything. Oh my God. Hey, that's like the sweetest. I got it, Tia, man. I'm telling you, it's coming. Thank you. I'm not perfect, but this year, I mean, I'm usually on it, but this year is like, I feel like I can see into the future. Now I haven't got everything right. I'm not gonna lie. I have fucked up recommending Russ Wilson. Big mistake. Because he had one good week. I'm like, hey, well, that could happen again. Yeah, I should have known. My bad. But for the most part, it's been all right. Out of 38 leagues, it's my only 0-4. That's pretty good. I plan ahead. Which D for week 6? Steelers versus Browns or Raiders versus Tennessee? If you got the Steelers, I'm just going to always Steelers. Steelers defense. They score points. They make it happen. But Raiders versus Tennessee. That's a hard one not to want to start them, right? I get it. I think that I'm going to be talking about the Raiders next week a little bit when I do my defensive streamers because that's a good matchup for them. and they've been doing pretty well. Actually, that you know what? You might have got me on that one. Hold on. The problem with like starting defenses is like everyone has different scoring for defenses in different leagues depending on what platform you're on, what league you're in. So it's really hard to tell. But I think between the two of them, yeah, I got to give the slight edge. Then the Pittsburgh Raiders have been better than you think, but I'm going Pittsburgh on that one, just barely though. Those are rookie numbers, Chris. I am 4-0 fours, and I'm in 50 leagues. Wow, all right. 4-0 fours, about 10-1 threes. Well, see, that's what happens when you have too many leagues. It's hard to keep up. And then you don't start people, or you fuck things. Dude, I fuck shit up because I'm in 27 leagues, and I fucked a lot of shit up because like I'm like, wait, how the hell why did I leave why did I leave Drake London out when he fucking went off and kept Ted McMillan in? I wanted to make that swap, but for some reason I didn't, and that reason is because I got so busy with other things. I neglected one league, but luckily I still got the win in that one. So, anyway. It is a game. Look at that. Hey, watch you guys. You watched me finish a beer. Whoa. No. Hey, guess what that means? You open up another one. It's breakfast time, baby. Got to get my wheat. That's a terrible. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute because that was not a good pour. I must have. I'm not a bartender. All right. Now down another. You got it, my man. You know what's funny is like I actually almost, as a joke, I almost bought Foster's just for you because you're Australian and your last name is Foster. So of course Foster's beer comes to mind. I almost bought one in your honor. I should have. Now I feel bad. Now I feel like I should have done that. Cousin coffee showing up, in these early mornings. You got to have it. You got to have a water. I got to keep myself well hydrated. Look at this. I'm triple fisting here, guys. Ah, God, it keeps getting sexual. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, actually, I do. I'm a dude. That's how that works. You should watch some Aussie videos of prank guys fucking up the pores on purpose and giving 80% froth. It's hilarious. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't tip if someone did that shit. Welcome everyone out who came back or who came in. And for those of you who, after Jaden talked about porn actresses, went and took care of some things, welcome back. Those of you who lasted longer, ladies, take notes. Anyway, hey, and for those of you who are just coming in, welcome. Put your questions down there in the comments, and I will answer them at commercial breaks. Foster's is shit. It's a myth here, just like shrimps on the Barbie. We call them prawns and always fresh, unless it's grilled in a seafood basket. Well, a barbecue's fresh, isn't it? I mean, like you're barbecuing them. Yeah. No, but like stereotypes like that are fucking hilarious. I don't know where the shrimp on the Barbie thing came from, but like it's just someone did it and then it caught on. Have you ever seen Crocodile Dundee? Because like, yeah, talk about Australian stereotypes. Like if Australian was a nice little hop dead in Joku, if Australia was considered like a national or a race or something, like that would be fucking some racist shit. Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan, yeah. Yeah, that's like if you've ever watched those movies, that's what Americans think of Australia. You all live in the outback, you're killing snakes and crocodiles, which don't even fucking live there, as far as I know. He's the guy who started. It was an ad. Oh man. So does that mean like if you want to go back in the 80s? So does that mean y'all think that we're like Ernest because he did all those like commercials back in the 80s, Ernest, before like, he did the movies and all the thing. Come on, represent if you know who I'm talking about. Ernest P. Worrell. Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest Scared Stupid. It's Halloween time. Time to watch that one. Ernest Goes to Camp with he had the turtles. Well, the turtles song plays and he had turtles parachuting. Dude, Ernest was the guy. Know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? Dude, Ernest P. Worrell. Yeah, every fucking year we watch that shit. Like, dude, hey, I love my Ernest Saves Christmas. I'm a big Christmas guy. I love all the Christmas shows, but like, yeah, that's one of my favorites. Gotta love, yeah, yeah. I've heard of Ernest. Yeah, yeah. Ernest is like that was like our Crocodile Dundee. Like that's what a stupid redneck American is like. Know what I mean? Hey, Vern, that's not a knife. This is a knife. Yeah, exactly. Here's a wild question. I'm starting Tommy Trumbull, Sanders out over Mark Andrews. Stoops and no. Um, actually, it's funny because I thought that Tommy Trumbull would end up actually being something. Excuse me, but I've been big on Sanders, but of course, like you said, he's out. Uh, he did well last game. 8 targets, 5 receptions, 42 yards, and a touchdown. He's been in there. His snaps percentage hasn't been high, but now without Sanders in there, it's going to be a little bit higher. He's going against Miami. Miami gives it up against tight ends. It's not a terrible play to start off with. Do you start him over Mark Andrews? The thing is, Andrews in his first 2 games, he had a total of 4 targets, a total of 2 receptions, and we were all giving up on him. And then the next game, game 3, 6 targets, 6 receptions, 91 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Then the next game, he puts out a quite serviceable for tight ends, 8 targets, 7 receptions for 30 yards. Now that's 10 points, fantasy points in PPR. So in PPR, I'm saying, I don't know. I without Lamar Jackson there, is it really going to make a difference? Is Cooper Rush going to throw to him? I don't know. That's a really, really interesting question. I never thought wow, that's a hard one. I get it, but if I'm going by my rankings, I'm going Mark Andrews. So I guess I have to answer it that way. Mark Andrews is the guy because I have him ranked higher, but I can see a world in which you start Tremble because of the fact that we know Bryce Young is going to throw to a tight end. We know that he's going to do that he has thrown to Tremble like he did last week. So it's not stupid. If you want to make that play, it's not stupid. But yeah, I'm still starting Mandrews. I think more liking the Trailer Park Boys. That's Canadian, dude. That's Canadian, eh? A bunch of hosers up there. That's another like little thing that I like during Christmas. They have the 12 Days of Christmas by Bob and Doug McKenzie. It's Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, and that whole bit. If you've never heard it, this Christmas, look that up. 12 Days of Christmas, Bob and Doug McKenzie. It's the funniest shit. It's like, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a beer. and, then, and then, like, just on and on, like 5 golden toques, 4 pounds of back bacon, 3 French toast, 2 turtlenecks, and a beer in a tree. Funny shit. Anyway. Trailer Park Boys is good though. I haven't watched it completely, but I have watched like the first, I think 6 or 7 seasons. It's good shit. My buddy is Ernest's nephew. Tells wild stories about him. Are you serious? That's fucking awesome. I want to hear stories about Ernest from his nephew's friend. Let me know. What do you got? Let's tell Ernest stories. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares about the football game that's going on? Who cares about the fantasy questions? It doesn't matter. Let's talk about Ernest. What Ernest P. Worrell, man. Jim Varney. And for those who don't know, Jim Varney was a legend. Carolina have like 5 tight ends at the moment. Yeah, exactly. Which is another reason why it's like, I don't know. I'm still starting Mark Andrews. Wait, was Tyler Conklin with the Browns? No. Was he? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. He's on the Chargers now, and he was on the Jets and on the Vikings. Pretty sure he wasn't on the Browns, but maybe he was for an off season or a very short time. I just didn't know it or something, but I don't think so. I mean, I smoke weed, so maybe my memory's gone out the window, but I don't recall that. Andrews without Lamar this week. Yeah, I know, but he's one of the top guys there. We don't really know who Cooper Rush. We don't know who Cooper Rush's guy is, but we do know that Cooper Rush is a serviceable, capable quarterback. He's a competent quarterback. So I'm not going to shut down all my Ravens receivers because of it. The Ravens defense has been completely depleted, where they've only got their starters or they get the second string playing. And so, yeah, I mean, they're going to need to throw. And Andrews is, it's like him and Flowers. So I'm sticking with Andrews. Plus Houston defense. Right. Exactly. Houston defense ain't all that great. But also backup QBs tend to check down to tight ends. Yeah, and that's another point. Very true. And that's also why I feel like Mandrews is a good option. All stupid stuff he did with the earnest money. Well, oh boy. I want to hear about this. So what did Jim Varney do with the earnest money? Oh my God, I want to hear about it. You know, like some crazy guys, dude. And you're one of those guys who's not you're not famous yourself, but you somehow have connections with tons of famous people. Who was the other guy you were telling me about? You're related to who is you're related to? You're related to somebody. Remind me who that was. Is there another Conklin who plays? Just saw him in a Browns jersey. Must be. Let's see. Jack Conklin. He's a right tackle. Yeah, Jack Conklin. Are they related? I don't know. We're doing like ancestry work here. Jack. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't believe he is. No, they're not. So they are not related. Just different Conklins. Different Conklins. Juwan Johnson update healthy. Yeah. Yup. But regardless, I mean, Taysom Hill might still be a start, but he's less of one. Is red zone on now or 20 minutes? I don't think red zone's on until they have the red zone countdown, and that's in like 50 minutes. Wade Boggs. Yes, that's right. Yes. Beat the Boggs. Yeah. Yeah. How are you related to him again? I just thought it funny because like you're an Always Sunny fan of the Wade Boggs thing. That's right. How did I forget that? But yeah, let me know. Beat the Boggs. Yeah. That's funny. You're related to Wade Boggs. You're friends with a guy who's related to Jim Varney. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, yeah. If you yeah, tell me more about like how Jim Varney squandered his fortune or whatever, or the weird shit that he bought. I want to hear some shit. Wife's brother married his daughter. Okay. So I don't know how to do that. Like, what is he like? Wife's wife's brother. So your brother-in-law married his daughter. So what does he make you like your uncle-in-law or something like that? Young uncle-in-law twice removed or some weird thing? I don't know. Welcome those of you who are coming in. If you have questions, put them down there in the comments. I'll go ahead and answer. We are on commercial break now. Having a good time watching the game. We're talking about Ernest and Jim Varney and Wade Boggs and shit. But we're having a good time. Reds only main Sunday kickoff. Yeah. And they have a kickoff show, the Red Zone kickoff, and that starts a half hour before the game start. So, like I said, like 50 minutes. So that's when that's going to start. So here's what we're going to do is once this game is over, I'm going to head out. So whatever questions come in between now and then, I'm going to answer, and then I'm going to head out because I got lineups to set myself. And I've got 27 leagues to do them in. Plus, I want to get some DFS stuff in as well, and everything. Welcome in all those who are coming in. Like I said, leave your questions down there in the comments, and I will answer them on commercial breaks. Ooh, almost a sack. Myles Garrett. Yeah. I got him in one of my big money IDP leagues. Fuck yeah. Yeah, Red Zone is usually 2:30 a.m. here, but 3:30 a.m. this week. Must be because of the London game. Really? Well, how you like what? There's like an hour and a half of shit. I don't know. More weeks. Six. Oh, holy shit! Let me try that again. More week 6 defense questions. Denver versus the Jets. Yes. Sorry, just yeah. Denver Broncos defense this year. It's just we're starting them, and they're doing well. I'm not going away from that. Excuse me. I might go away from them in this game against Philadelphia this week, but next week against the Jets, hell no. No. I'm salivating over that one. Oh. Everybody waking up. Yeah, yep. Put some questions if you got more questions. Anyone, like I see more people coming in. Ask your questions there in the comments, and I'll answer them. We're on a commercial break now. I'll commentate the commercials. We can do that. That's fun. So, like we got Own the Dream, Rocket Mortgage, Jameson. There we go. Let's watch a whiskey commercial at what fucking 8:46 a.m. on the West Coast. Yeah. I have some Jameson. I can bring that. I can break that out. We can have some real fun here. I get some real drinks going. Some breakfast shots. Why not? Nicole, what's happening? Good to see you. Trying to decide if I should start Waller or Mason Taylor since Bowers is out. I'm going to go Waller over Mason Taylor just because we watched him get it done. There's going to be no Tyreek Hill this week, and they They went after Waller to bring him in to do just what he did last week. Why wouldn't he do it again? Mason Taylor is going to be a guy. Mason Taylor is going to be possibly by next season, even someone that we're considering as a tight end 1. And this week he's going against Dallas, and that's a hell of a matchup because, Dallas Cowboys suck. Thing is, if anything, they've been blocking tight ends. They've been letting the wide receivers go. I think this is going to be a big game for Fields. I think it's going to be a big game for Garrett Wilson. I think it could be a big. That's all, folks. I think it could be a big game. Goodness, for Breece Hall, and even Mason Taylor could get some. But I'm giving the slight edge there to Waller just because we watched Waller the baller do what he did. And with no Hill there, it's going to be a Waller-Waddle game. Waller-Waddle on Achane. So I'm going to give the slight edge to Waller on that one. That's actually a really good question. Thanks, Nicole. Good to see you. Hey, cheers to you. Welcome. All right. What would you rather? Block Myles Garrett, block primetime TJ Watt, or get chased by DK Metcalf? Well, I ain't running, so we can throw that out of there. I'm probably blocking Myles Garrett and not TJ Watt. If I had to choose. Harvey or Tucker? What's up, Richard? Good to see you, my man. The championship belt looking as good as always. Harvey or Tucker, standard league? I'm going with Harvey, especially in standard, 100%. I think he's going to ball out this week. Love him. Good morning to you all. Good morning to you, too. Hey, cheers. Got my second beer of the day going right now. I'm going to suck this baby down before this game is over. 17-14 Minnesota. It's actually not a bad game. Browns are a bit better this year than people thought they'd be. They're only 1-3, but they're like one of the better 1-3 teams, actually. Especially on defense. Well, damn, now I'm second guessing Mahomes since I have Fields and Mahomes. Nah, stick with Mahomes. Fields could have a bigger game, but actually Mahomes has been doing really well this season. He's been having kind of I would say, I wouldn't necessarily say bounce back. I guess you could say that because it was last year. He wasn't as good. He had kind of one shit game against the Giants just because they didn't need him for that. They needed him for the other games. Started off 0-2. Needed him for those. This last game, they put him on the back against Baltimore, shitty ass defense. Well, it's not shitty ass. It's just more like the second string defense because all the starters are injured. But yeah, I'm sticking with Mahomes. I don't think it's not crazy to bring up that question, but yeah, I'm definitely sticking with Mahomes. I mean, the commercial is on, and I have Jameson also. Sounds like a shot Dallas time. That's 2 hours ahead, 10:50. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah, fuck that shit. Dallas Cowboys. Boo. Fuck the Dallas Cowboys. Niners. Fucking Niners. Did you see that shit? Fucking Superman Mac Jones. Unbeatable. Fucking dude's invincible. Fucking taking him out. Dude's working on one leg. Still gets it done. Sean McVay's got more guts than brains. Judkins looks good. He sure does, Richard. I've been on most of my calls this year, but that's one I'd like to take back, calling him Junkins. I will retract that. He's been looking good. A real man can admit when he's wrong, and I've been wrong about him because I thought Dylan Sampson would be the guy because he looks so good. I still think Dylan Sampson could be the guy. I'm not saying that Dylan Sampson isn't the better running back, but Judkins, I'll put respect on it. He looks like he's having a good year, and he could be a guy. They've got a good 1-2 punch then between him and Sampson, I'll tell you that. Ford, it's unfortunate. You're my hero. I need to crack open some wine since my mom is coming over, and I have homework to do. Thank you for answering my question. Hey, you got it. No problem. Good luck this week. Thanks for being part of the hashtag TyRant gang. We've got old school, a new school. Everyone's here. Love it. Good to see you all. Start Pacheco or Tootin. Neither. There's got to be a better option, right? I don't know. I mean, I can't. I don't understand what the fuck the Chiefs are doing. Pacheco's looked like the better back over Hunt. Always has. Neither of them look like particularly good. I'll say that. But I think Pacheco, he's still lead back. I mean, kind of. It's been a committee. It's been a committee. He got a touchdown last week that made him look good. This week it doesn't look good for rushers at all against Jacksonville. So I don't think I would start either of those guys. But am I really going to start Tootin then against the Chiefs? Are they on the other side? Yeah, Chiefs can be had in the run game, but Tootin ain't been doing nothing. Even I see what I thought was once they sent Bigsby packing, I was like, okay, we're going to see Tootin the way that we saw Bigsby last year. Well, we haven't seen that yet. In fact, the most carries that he had was not week 2 when he was still there. So you look at 8 carries, 42 yards. He had a touchdown. The touchdown kind of saved him. So you're kind of like I say this a lot, but you look at it 6 of one, half dozen of the other. The difference is Pacheco is technically starting, so I'm going Pacheco. I don't like either though. Mac Daddy, yeah, 100%, my man. Mac Jones made it fucking happen. See, that's the thing is so originally that Mac Jones was supposed to go to the Niners, but then we ended up taking Trey Lance instead, which I thought at the time, okay, good. We're going to get someone that, some dynamic players, the new mobile quarterback kind of thing. I liked it, but he didn't turn out. However, I did like Mac Jones and thought that would have been a good option too. I was happy with either one. Looks like I would have been happy with Mac Jones, and now we have him. So he's actually now on the team. He should have been in the first place, and he's getting it done. Look what happened. Okay, so these quarterbacks, they go to these other teams. They can't get it done. They go to the Niners. They learn how to be quarterbacks. So does that mean that Mac Jones is going to end up getting signed and starting on a team next season and fucking kill it? Maybe JJ goes down, and then he goes to the Vikings and blows it up there. I don't know. We don't know what happened with that, but I love him this year. I will say, as a 49ers fan, I'm confident that we have 2 starting quarterbacks that could win us a Super Bowl. I got Samson on my bench just in case. Smart. Jaden's asking PPR, Shakir, Michael Carter, Malik Washington. I'm going to go Michael Carter on that one just because it's for sure points, getting touches. Miller, Tucker, and PPR. Yeah, I know it's trash, but this league team. Now, hold on. Are you talking Trey Tucker or Sean Tucker? Because those are different answers. Miller's been looking good. I'm a big Kendre Miller fan. Are you kidding me? I've been hyping this kid up since he came in the league. It's been the injuries that have been keeping him back. So I like me some Miller for sure. Sean, she says it's Sean Tucker. So yeah, I'm going Miller because I think Rachaad White's going to be the guy. It's different. I think the situation in Tampa Bay is different than the one in Arizona because in Tampa Bay, Rachaad White has already been an established starting running back in that system for a long period of time and has had success, at least, from a production standpoint as a running back in that system. So I think that they're going to rely on him a lot. I think they're definitely going to bring Sean Tucker in. I think Sean Tucker is ultimately the better running back. But for this game, I like White better, and I'm not starting Sean Tucker unless I'm in a desperate situation. Like I'm in a guillotine league that I basically, hopefully he has a good game. I get chopped because that's a league where my entire starters are all out. It's just, I had a great, I was killing it, and then everyone got injured. So anyway, so again, going back here, I'm going to give Miller because he's basically at this point, they're kind of splitting the touches there. they're splitting the touches in the backfield for New Orleans. And so, I got to say, I like Miller there. We're getting into my deeper league questions here, but let's do it. I'll put on the scuba mask. Let's get down deep. Rodriguez, Ollie Gordon, or Singletary. I'm gonna go Rodriguez because he's been having kind of a hot hand. Ollie Gordon eventually, but for this week, I would be going Rodriguez because I think they're gonna go hot hand. All right, and last question. Start Woody, Marks, or Dowdle. Had this question earlier. And I'm not going to change my answer. I'm going Woody Marks. I got a Woody. What can I say? Woody, the Chubb makes its way for the Woody. That's just what happened for the Houston Texans. So anyway, I like Woody. I'm on Woody Mark. And going to Chiefs running back you touch on, would you stash Brashad Smith? If you can afford to stash Brashad Smith on your bench, I would. But if you need the space, you can drop him. But just keep your eye on things. If you start seeing him playing a little bit more, bring him back on your team if you can afford it. I think he's going to be a thing. Not sure if it's this year. Probably more so next year. I need a Hawk touchdown. Manifest. Let's go, TJ Hawk. When the Vikings have the ball, we'll go with that. Now, I've got some more questions here, and I'm going to get to those questions on the next commercial break because I want to actually watch the game. I'm so done with Hawk. You can't be done with him. He's going to have good games, but yeah, it's been a disappointment this season. We expected a lot more out of him, since going to the Vikings. And the first year there, he was great. Everything looked like it was right on. It's just the problem is with the quarterback situation has not been good. But, he still has potential. He's not someone I'm giving up on. I think as the season goes on, he's somebody that, I think he's going to have a resurgence. The second half of his season actually looks really good matchup-wise. So take a look at that. I wouldn't give up on him. But, yeah, if you've got other, tight ends that you could start instead of him, he's someone that I'm willing to bench. But I love me some Hawk. I've got him in dynasty leagues. And I'm like, come on, dude. So I'm with you. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Okay, here we go. We got the punt going on, and the Vikings are going to come back up, and they're going to win the game with a touchdown to T.J. Hawkinson. You heard it right here. Okay, Jefferson needs help too. It's going to be Hawkinson or Jeffy. And I also have Addison starting elsewhere, so maybe it's Addison. Addison, Jeffy, or Hawk. One of those three, damn it. All right, let's get back to some of these here. Now we're on commercial. IDP question, rap or I don't answer IDP questions. I play IDP, but here's the thing about IDP. Other than the top cream of the crop guys, it's all fucking crapshoot. So really, and even if you go, and this is from experience, even if you go by matchup, it's like trying to start a kicker. I don't know. I mean, if I'm excuse me, pardon me. I'm gonna look up something here. I mean, hold on. I want to look at the matchups on that. So you threw me off with the IDP question. This is the first IDP question I've ever had on the show, and I play it like I said. I could just say, well, I don't answer IDP, so go fuck yourself. But I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna leave you hanging. If I had these guys in some of my IDPs, I probably have a better answer for you. And the problem is I don't have either of them. But anyway, regardless, I'm gonna go. Hold on. Bear with me here. Toto. That's a hell of a name. It depends on the scoring, but honestly, anytime I can start a linebacker that's actually starting and playing over a safety, I'm gonna do that. So give me Toto. Sean Tucker, Mill. Yeah, we already answered that. Man, I'm done with Hawk. No, we gotta make the Hawk thing happen. We got some more questions here, and I will answer those after on the next break. So let's watch this. We're gonna manifest this touchdown to either to either Justin Jefferson, Addison, or Hawk. One of those three has got to catch a touchdown this drive. No stupid bullshit. No, let's give it to Akers and let him throw a touchdown pass to Oliver or some crap that doesn't help anyone. Let's make this helpful for everybody. Why aren't we? Why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we? Come on, Vikings, help us out. Damn it, Addison, catch. Oh, goodness. Well, I do have Delpit starting on one of my fantasy leagues, so I like him making plays. Got some more questions rolling in here. If you're just coming in, welcome. We're in the fourth quarter here, 11:47 left in the game. And you put your questions down there in the comments, and I will answer them on the breaks. We'll wrap up when this game wraps up. Oh, there we go. JJ, Justin Jefferson. Let go of his leg, dude. Good Lord. Come on. There we go. Here we go. That's worth a spark up, isn't it? Let's spark one up for this. JJ. Sparking the J for JJ. J for JJ. See? He learned stuff from the Niners. For some reason, all these guys are learning how to play quarterback from the Niners. They should just, you got a trouble quarterback, send him to the Niners. Let him be a backup. Let him learn how to play quarterback. Sam Darnold did it, said it. Fucking Wentz said it. Who else? Fucking Mac Jones. Apparently, the 49ers are quarterback whisperers. Maybe Mr. Irrelevant isn't all that great. We just know how to use a quarterback. No, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. People get on him because he came back and has a toe injury that is not. Sorry, I had to clean the cookie duster there. Just because he's had a bad game because his toe was hurt. Have you ever had turf toe? No? Well, then don't comment. I haven't, so I'm not about to say that I know any better. What I do know is from what I've heard, it's some painful ass shit, and it's going to affect the way that you play. And the thing about Purdy is that he was really good at escaping trouble. He didn't escape it so well in that game that he came back for. I hope that with this extra kind of week and a half break, I hope that helps out Purdy. But anyway, if you're just coming in, put your questions down in the comments, and when we get to the commercial break, I'll go ahead and answer what we got. So got a few there, looking good. We're going to get to those in a little bit. All right, so let's do it. Let's manifest. Let's make this happen. Got to see a touchdown from Hawk, from JJ, from Addison. One of those three guys. God Damn it, damn. Oh, wait, we're on 4th down. I fucked that up. Sorry. All right, well, is he going to tie it up? Nope, he's not. All right. So they're still going to need to be throwing. So maybe we'll get our wish, and eventually, in the late part of the game, we'll get a touchdown for one of those guys. All right. So what do we got next? Gibson or Haskins? What is this like? Are you in an 18-team league? What the fuck? Why are you trying to decide between Gibson and Oh God! Like, ugh, flip a coin. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I don't see where I'm starting Haskins. I ain't starting Haskins at all. No, I'm kidding. No, I wouldn't, and I'm definitely going Gibson, 100%, 110%. I mean, he had a touchdown last week. He's getting the ball, so I'm going Gibson. Nicole, holler at me next time you do a guillotine league. I'm surprised I'm still surviving in our survival pool league. I was out of my survival pool week 2 because the goddamn Falcons couldn't play a game against the Panthers. Fuck. But yes, actually, when I do a guillotine league, I will hit you up for that as well. Hyatt, Tyler Johnson, or Lane? What? Goodness. How deep are you going to go with these questions, Jaden? You're really trying to challenge me here. I'm leaning toward Hyatt. I mean, I don't know. He's getting more snap, but he's still not getting any looks. He's still not really getting any. I mean, he's getting looks, but he's getting snaps, but he's not getting any passes his way. So, I mean, it's not really making a difference without Neighbors there. There's too many Tylers. Excuse me. I mean, I guess Tyler Johnson. I don't. That's really. He's really the only one getting much going there because, well, nothing's happening. Hold on, sorry. Oops. And as far as Washington goes, I like Luke McCaffrey to step things up there. You could go Jalen Lane if between the three of them. It's really tough. You know, I mean, personally, I'm thinking. Let me go back to it. I'd probably go Tyler Johnson, but I could see an argument for Lane. Mayfield or Fields? I go Mayfield. I mean, I think Fields will have a good game. I actually have him as a start this week. But you know, it's Baker Mayfield. It's against Seattle. It's not that hard of a matchup. I got to lean Baker on that one. Although, like I said, Fields could have a good game. I think you're going to be okay regardless of who you start there. Wait, hold on. Scott. Good morning, Scott. Good to see you. Who starts, Jaden Daniels or Daniel Jones? I mean, I want to say Jaden Daniels. I mean, just because he can do it. He's got so much upside. Against the Chargers, they can be had. He's going to get 20-plus fantasy points. Daniel Jones is just kind of like, you know, Indiana Jones. You don't ever know what he's going to do. He's unpredictable. And going against Vegas, that's a matchup he can have there. I think it's a good matchup for him. So it's almost like I almost want to start him. But I think that Daniels will have a good game too. Again, I think that Daniels has the higher floor and the ceiling isn't much different, honestly. Maybe a little bit more for Indiana Jones, but I'm going to give you the lean toward Daniels in my rankings, I have Jaden Daniels ranked higher this week, and I like Jaden Daniels. I gotta stick with what my feeling is on that. Start two in PPR. Shahid Amanor. How the fuck you say his name? What do we decide we're gonna? Oh yeah, EA Sports, EA Sports. Shahid, RJ Harvey, or Kendre Miller. It's gonna be Harvey for me. Dude's gonna blow it up, and give me EA Sports. He's in the game. Hopefully, this drive Gabriel to fan again. I don't need that. Bye week for Gibson and Haskins, and it's a 32-man league. Oh, jeez. Wait, what do you mean bye week for Gibson? Gibson's not on a bye. Is there a different Gibson or something? I don't know. If you're talking Antonio Gibson, you're starting him. Would you drop Juwan Johnson to stash Taylor Mason, or Theo Johnson? Brenton Strange is my other tight end. Thanks as always, and have a great Sunday. Hey, you too, my man. No, I wouldn't. Rattler's been throwing to Johnson a lot. I wouldn't drop him to stash Taylor Mason. I do think stashing Taylor Mason is an all right idea, but I don't think I'm dropping Juwan Johnson for that. So I wouldn't go that far. I told you we're getting into deeper leagues, apparently. Week 6, Hawk is on bye. Who should I pick up? Johnson, Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, or any tight end sleepers unowned? Without knowing who's available on the waiver wire, I'm going to go Theo Johnson of those three. But you are one of my Patreons, and I thank you very much for that. So hit me up and let me know what else is available on the waivers there, and I'll tell you where I'd want to go. Like if Mason Taylor's there, I'm picking up Mason Taylor and starting him, just for an example. All right, one more question here. We got a punt going on in the game. I get carried away with answering your questions. I forget to watch the game. It's all right. I'd rather answer your questions. No, I don't know. It's 50-50. Just kidding, guys. I love you. Okay, one more. Ertz, Tremble, or Mason Taylor to start. Right away, I want to say Ertz. But let me look at something. Oh, yeah, Chargers, not the best matchup. He's been quiet the last couple weeks. But without Terry McLaurin starting, I got to start Ertz. It's a middling matchup. It's not a terrible matchup. Tremble, it's just I can't trust enough. They've got so much going on, and it's like they got so many pass catches, but are any of them going to do any damn good? I don't know. And Mason Taylor, like I said, dude's going to be a guy. That sounds fucked up. Dude's going to be a guy. What the fuck does that mean? But I think this is going to actually be a bigger game for Garrett Wilson and some of the other pass catchers there than Mason Taylor. So give me the edge to Ertz in that one. Not by much. And if you really feel hair up in your ass and you want to start Mason Taylor, go for it. But I need to see something consistent before I start him in games that are less than ideal. I wouldn't say it's like a bad matchup, but it's not a great matchup. And with tight ends, I only want to start tight ends who are having a great matchup, unless they're matchup proof. And I'm not seeing that yet from Taylor. So that's going to give some time before I'm going to trust him that much. I'll just say that. Mayfield or Dart? Yes, I got Baker in 2 leagues. Why wouldn't you? That's a fine move to make. As far as him or Dart, I'm going to go. I have Baker ranked higher, but then here we are last second making these decisions, and I just feel like against Seattle, in Seattle, it's not going to be a bad situation. Even in bad situations, he's still been playing well. I feel like he's got a 20-point floor and like a 35-point ceiling. Okay. So with Dart, he's got a decent floor because of the running. So that's always going to be really helpful. He's got the running going on. He's going up against New Orleans. The defense has been better than but they're giving a lot up to the quarterbacks. But the problem is that his Dart's play is more as a rusher. And pull up something here. Yeah, they can be had anywhere. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a really good question, but I'm going to give the slight edge to Mayfield. If we start seeing Dart just really killing it week after week, we might start putting him above him. But yeah, I definitely I'm going with Baker Mayfield at least for one more week over him. I meant when you asked to choose between Gibson and Haskins, I was answering yes to 32 minutes. They got better. Okay, gotcha. Understood. You don't think Taysom and Moreau will eat into Juwan's targets? I do think that they could, but I'm not. But I think they've been doing well. All right. Well, okay. I think that is a concern. Less so with Taysom Hill, more so with Moreau, because what Taysom Hill is going to do is not take anything away from him as a tight end. If anything, you're looking at Taysom Hill instead of Kamara or Miller. I think that those two players are going to be more affected by in this situation. Hold on, let me look at. Yeah, I think that they will. Did I answer a question about? Hold on, let me go back. I think that for this game that could happen, but in the long run, I want to see, because Rattler does have a pretty good rapport right now with Juwan Johnson, so I'm hanging on to him for now. This week, though, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. Is Jalen Coker worth a stash? Is Coke worth a stash or stash of Coker? Do I want a stash of Coker? I actually like Jalen Coker a lot coming into the league, and then coming into the season. I think if you can keep him, if you have an IR spot available and you can put him on your IR and then bring him up if he's if he starts shining, yeah, I do that. But I'm not going to take up a full roster spot with him. No. All right, that's good for now. Hey, for those of you coming in, or if you're already in here and you have other questions, put them there in the comments and I'll answer them on the next commercial break. We're going back to the game. A little bit for Hawkinson, PPR, that helps. Standard, it doesn't. But with PPR, you get like half a point for that one, or 0.6 points, or whatever, or 0.7 points. So let's see what happens. Here we go, Minnesota. TJ Hawkins is in this game. He's got 4 targets, 4 receptions, 18 yards. The yardage ain't there, but at least he's getting some receptions in there. Carson Wentz is just complete fucking hot ass garbage. Oh, there's a flag on the play. I think we can trust Hawkinson less because it's Carson Wentz, and then just being honest. I think once JJ comes back, I think we'll be fine. Us Hawkinson owners is what I'm saying. Us Hawkinson owners are going to be fine when JJ McCarthy comes back, and he's going to be probably back after the bye, looks like. So we could see the end of this Hawkinson drought. Hopefully we do. All right. So now the Browns are going to have to, can they run out the clock? I guess we'll find out. Now it's settled down. I will ask a silly question again. Would you rather try to tackle Derrick Henry, block against Mason Crosby, or run straight into a brick fucking wall. Yeah, I added some flavor to your question. That's what I do. Okay, I try to tackle. Well, I either way, I'd rather run into a brick wall. Because I mean, at least I can kind of regulate what happens there. I could sort of like splay my butt. I could put my belly out forward and let that take a lot of the hit. You know what I'm saying? So at least at that point, that's fine. Trying to tackle Derrick Henry, he'll run right through me. He'll knock my fat ass down. Block against Crosby, same thing. I'm getting my ass pancaked by that motherfucker. So yeah, I'd rather run into a brick wall. Anyway, we're definitely tackling the hard hitting questions of the day. Absolutely, always. Hashtag TyRant Gang. I'm gonna cover you on the stuff. We got more Ernest Jim Varney stuff going on. Some more questions maybe about Wade Boggs. I don't know. We'll find out. The information you need to know to crush your league. That's what we got. Anyway, if you got more questions, put them down there below. We're gonna be heading out here fairly just as soon as this game is over. So let's see what happens. 40th regular season game in London. All 32 teams have played in London. Browns won London game so far, and they actually lost to the Vikings in 2017. Well, there you go. That's funny. Dumb kicker question, says Scott. Fairbairn or Ryland? I actually I love me some Fairbairn, and I have him as my quarterback in a lot of leagues. If I didn't have Fairbairn, if I'm looking at the if I'm looking at the waiver wire this week and I see those two guys on there, I'm actually going Chad Ryland. And in fact, I'm starting Chad Ryland is definitely one of my streaming kickers this week. So if I had to choose between the two, I'm going Ryland, but I'm not dropping Fairbairn for him because I think Fairbairn's solid. But I think this is going to be a good week for Ryland. You think Judkins would just run out the rest of the game, or 3 minutes optimistic a tight end option or TD option drive 3 up? Yeah, probably. Maybe Browns looking good. Maybe. Have a great Sunday. Hey, you too, Scott. Good luck in all your games this week. I just trust the defense and trying out the clock for 3 minutes. I'm with you on that one. I don't want to run anyone into the ground. So here we go. Minnesota's got a chance. Now, I will watch this game with you guys if it goes into overtime, but you're going to have to excuse me because I got to sit and check all my lineups and shit and get all that shit intact. So we'll watch it together, but I'm going to be a little quiet if we go into overtime. So let's see what happens. Maybe we'll finally get that touchdown we've been looking for, Whether that be to Hawkinson or Justin Jefferson or Addison, one of the sons. Son. Isn't that funny? Addison, Jefferson, Hawkinson, 3 sons. My 3 sons. We got to do that. Make a my 3 sons joke somehow. Mason. That's 4 sons. 4 sons. It's like double Tatooine. This is getting nerdy as fuck. Wentz able to hand it off, I think, is like an excellent assessment of his quarterbacking abilities. Solid game for Jeffy, of course. 10 reception or 10 targets, 6 receptions, 102 yards. That's good. So we can afford to have him not get a touchdown. Addison is doing we need something from Addison. Big touchdown from Addison. Well, there's some more love for Hawk. Little Hawk love there. You got Hawk Tua. Pardon me. Pardon me. What the hell? Pardon me. 5 targets, 5 receptions, 24 yards. It's middling. Honestly, if I were to choose where we're going to put our energy for this touchdown, I'm going to say Jordan Addison. I need that. I need that shit to happen, and I need it to happen fast. So I'm gonna manifest that one. Sorry, Nicole. Start sit questions. Do I have any start sit questions for you? All right, let's take a look. I'm gonna go to my legal record. I don't think I really have anything for that. I think it's kind of straightforward as far as what I'm gonna start in there. I guess if I had a question, it would be, God, Michael Carter, or I got Kenneth Walker, Rashad White, Woody Marks, and right now is my, I got 2 running backs and a flex. That's what I'm rolling with. All right, because Bucky's out, McLaurin's out, Pearsall's out, Trey Benson's out. See, that's what I'm saying. I got the damn infirmary here. So it's like Michael Carter. Here's my bench right now is Michael Carter and Trey Henderson. That's it. And I'm starting Walker, White, and Marks. So there you go. White Walker. Ooh, Game of Thrones. White, Walker, Marks, Hendo, or Carter. Pick 3. That's my only question for my legal record that I got. Yeah, I'm 4-0. I'm 4-0 in that league. That's my legal record. I'm 4-0 there. I already had Puka Nacua start, but I'm facing the guy that's got Kyron Williams. So I'm actually projected to lose by 14 points. But anyway, I got Puka Nacua in that one. I got Zay Flowers. I'm starting Jameson Williams because I got to. There's a three wide receiver. I'm starting Justin Fields because Lamar Jackson's out. And then I've got Walker. I picked up White. I got Carter, but I also got Woody Marks. I got Goddard there at the tight end position. And that's just because, I'm looking at the tight end. Well, let me see who I've got here. Tight ends in this league. And if I should start one over Goddard. Maybe that's a question. But yeah, I know how to draft my team. And there's a reason it's 4-0. All right, let's take a look. Two minutes. Here we go. Njoku's out there. We have Mason Taylor out there, Tremble, Theo Johnson. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm starting Goddard over all those guys. Oh, Mandrews. Mandrews is there. All right. Should I drop Goddard and pick up Mandrews and start him? Or should I stick with Mandrews, you think? Or stick with Goddard? There you go. There's a question. Nicole, I forgive you. What are you forgiving me for? What did I do? Sorry, I had to step out and go to the grocery. Did I miss any sleepers or deep dives? Nah, I'm not doing that full show this week. It's just all this is a watch along and answering your questions because that's what people want. Next week I'll be bringing back my sleepers and deep dives. Walker, White, and probably Hendo. No, dude, over Woody Marks. Nah. I ain't starting Hendo over Woody Marks this week. If he blows it up, I'm putting him back in. But this week, man, I thought about it actually, but dude, Woody Marks looks like the guy. It's a very beatable matchup. In fact, I'd say a good matchup against the completely depleted Baltimore Ravens defense. So I like Woody Marks this week. Forgot you had him. Well, see, there you go. Is likely back yet because Goddard would be an instant start over Andrews in that case. Hard to tell with Rush in. Yeah, I know. And that's the other reason why I'm not starting Andrews or picking him up. Because, well, first of all, it means I'd have to drop Goddard or someone else. And I have too many awesome players on my team. I don't want to drop them. My team's still good. As far as likely, I heard that that he's back, and he is. So there you go. Good answer there, and I like it. So I'm going to stick with what I got. Flex Christian Kirk, Tony Pollard, Troy Franklin. Between the three of them, I think I'm flexing Troy Franklin. I want the upside there, especially in PPR, which is what it is. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going with Franklin on that one. I've been a Kirk apologist, but it just all depends on where he's been and what team who's throwing to him and stuff. And we've just, if it ain't Nico Collins, it's just not happening for the Texans this year. Well, other than Woody Marks. So there you go. Little bit happening from Dalton Schultz, a little bit more than people thought. Not me, because I actually had him up a little bit. Yeah, the game is getting interesting. I agree. 3rd and 3, 57 seconds left. Let's go back to the game. 3rd and 3. Here we go. If you're just joining me, put your questions there in the comments. We're going to get out once this game is finished, but I will make sure to answer all questions. Yep. So he's down. Okay. So he's down in bounds, and then Cleveland, of course, taking a timeout just in case, they get some time to come back and maybe kick a field goal or something. Yeah, we'll see what happens. This is becoming a thrilling bit of a game. Dylan Gabriel not doing too bad. Go Ducks. All right, getting a little something to Addison. That's good. We need more for Addison. Addison ain't done shit in this game. Come on, touchdown to Addison. Let's see it. Either way, I just want him to throw a touchdown here, honestly, because I've got all three of those guys starting in different leagues: JJ, Addison, and Hawk. If we can get a touchdown to one of those guys, it'll make my day. Let's do it. I think probably Addison more so is who I would need. So let's do that. I'm a fan of that play. All right, here we go. Addison again. There we go. A little more work for him. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Touchdown, Addison. Called it. There you go. There you go. That's my boy. Love him. Nice. One of the four sons. No matter what happens, it's going to be one of the four sons. Fuck Oliver. Fuck Naylor. It's got to be one of the four sons scoring points for the Vikings. There you go. Hey, Addison, good stuff, Maynard. All right. 25 seconds left, Cleveland. What you got? What you got, Cleveland? Nothing. That's what you got. We'll see. I'm talking shit. I don't even care that much. Nicole Beard, you called it. Yeah, that's right. Hey, sorry. I know that we couldn't manifest it for Hawkinson just because, Hawkinson's had some. Jordan Addison needed a little bit of love. Hey, I love Hawkinson too, but I got enough Addison. I gotta make it happen. Come on, Gabriel. Let's make some magic happen. 70-yard touchdown to Fannin. Yeah. Yeah, in your dreams, homie. Oh, goodness. All right, here we go. What are they going to try to do? 25 seconds. Are we going to see some pitchy woo-woo? We'll see. I've actually won a game based on pitchy woo-woo a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I got to make some moves. Kind of just hoping this game ends because, yeah, I gotta get on and set some lineups. But I'll stick with it with you guys. Just like I said, if it for some reason, it's not going to go to overtime now, so it doesn't matter. This game is going to be over. But I'll stick to the very end with it with you. Because you never know. We could see a big 70-yard touchdown. We don't know that. Probably ain't happening. But, you never know. All right, 71 yards. Let's see what he can do. Oh, that's a start. Bond, Isaiah Bond. Do. Hey, who out there, 007, Nintendo 64, right? Yeah. That was the shit. It's a cheap nerd reference. Made one person leave. Like, I don't want to hear about that. Last second questions, guys. If you have a question, put them in there. If you don't, you don't. Last minute. We got 7 seconds in the game, which means like 3 minutes. I'm joking. We're going to be done here. It's picked, but there's a flag. Sounds like we got a whistle. Toodles and good luck. Hey, good luck to you too, Nicole. Hey, thanks. Thanks as always. All right, so looks like there was a timeout called prior to the snap, so we're gonna get another shot here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's like, oh, well, second thought, maybe I didn't want that timeout. Never mind. All right, take 2, Gabes. What you got, brother? Let's see it. That touchdown, or that's inside. That's it. Ball game. Minnesota wins. Hey, there it is. All right, Matt. Great times. Thanks for the advice. Good luck to you all this week. Hey, good luck to you, my man. Good luck to the rest of you. Love you all, and I'll be back next week for another big episode of the Take a Stinker Power Hour. Thanks for watching the game with me, guys. Lots of fun. I look forward to hearing more stories about Jim Varney blowing his money. Thanks, Chris Cody. And yeah, cheers, legend. Have a good one. Hey, you too. Hey, I'm going to finish this for you. Here we go. This is for everyone. Good luck this week, week 5. Glad I could help you all crush your leagues. Just like I crushed that beer. That's right. Hey, good luck. Like I said, I'm going to see you guys next week. Excuse me. Until then, I'm out. Peace.